Well,
Yeah! Welcome to Top 4. My name is Peter. I'm an Arsenal women's fan, as you can see. I'm joined by Oscar, a Chelsea fan.
another win, another clean sheet. Not bad for a manager who doesn't know what he's doing. Happy days, lads. How are we?
Look at him. I'm joined by Robinho, a Manchester United fan.
Hey.
Nothing else to say.
And I'm joined by Adrian, a Liverpool fan.
Oh, Andy Robertson. Best in the world, lads. Best in the world.
What is he, CM Punk?
Best in the world.
Let's kick things off. Let me ask you guys, ladies and gentlemen, a question. How realistic is it for Tottenham to win the league season?
Not realistic at all. I mean, come on.
Is it not realistic?
Nah, come on.
Out of 10, how realistic is it for Tottenham to win the league? Serious question.
I'll go 5.
6.
AD, what do you reckon?
Bro, I think they've got a mad run of games. Let's see how they fare first through this mad run of games before I can make such a sweeping statement. However, let's not cap. For me, it was a big statement beating City in the manner in which they did.
I was going to say, how surprised were you that Tottenham Hotspur got away with a win and a clean sheet against Pep Guardiola's Man City?
I'm more disappointed in Pep than anything.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Robin.
That's because it's a thing. I think all of us have gotten used to City just wiping the floor of absolutely everyone, regardless of who you are, unless it's in the Champions League. So now to see a City that, without a Sergio Aguero, without a Fernandinho, without a decent back line, pulling on strings, and now are currently in the bottom half of the table, like comfortably, it is a very surprising thing to see, really. So I think all of us came into thinking, City are going to go back to their normal routine and just wipe the floor with Spurs. But no, Spurs came back with a comfortable say. Son got me my fantasy points, so I can't complain. And we move forward.
I mean, were you man shocked at the fact that, or was it a case of Mourinho brought back the old school? We've got 33% possession from the Spurs side, yet we're in total control in a weird way of this game.
Yeah, it's gonna sound cliche, but you can do possession all you like. But if there's no penetration, if there's how many times genuinely did Spurs defended well, they defended resolutely, but genuinely, how many times were we watching that game thinking, oh my days, Lloris has had his work cut out for him? I don't know, I feel like, and Robin actually sort of hit it at a good point. I feel like when you think of City, you think of the best players, you think of Aguero, of Silva, company, whatever it may be. But in an attacking sense, you think of your Agueros. I feel like they haven't got anything good enough. They haven't got any. So whilst Aguero sort of faded away, Jesus, as Peter's always said, he's just not levels. He's just not going to carry the threat for them. So when you take Sterling out of that attacking lineup, it looks quite bland, if I'm honest. No Sterling, no KDB, no party really.
Interesting you said that, Adrian, because what's it called? Like on the stats base, and not the game's not always about stats alone, but 22 shots Man City had, Tottenham had 4. Spurs had 2 on target, City had 5 on target. So I agree with you. Lloris did not have much to, I didn't really see much that he had to make. But when I read those stats, and I think, holy smokes, what am I missing here?
What do you mean? Like.
As in the game, for me, it looked like a Tottenham victory, well deserved. I think it was comfortable. I think Mourinho had a game plan and it worked to a T. Man City is the same old kind of situation we're getting from them this season, where they're blunt, they're running out of ideas. Something is not quite right. Yeah. Guardiola's just signed a new deal, and you're thinking, okay, here we go, we're going to kick on. But it just doesn't seem to add up. But then I look at the stats situation, and I'm reeling out 66 possession for Man City against Spurs is 33. And then you've got, 2 shots on target for Spurs against City's 5. And then you've got 4 shots in total for Spurs against City's 22. So but it doesn't seem to add up compared to what we saw with our eyes.
I feel like I saw that with my eyes. I feel like the one thing that went wrong for sort of Pep was the fact that he had Aguero injured, he had Sterling injured, it didn't have the final touch. You know what I mean? It looked like for periods of the game, it looked like De Bruyne was out there by himself, like literally just running around. And he needs those top stars, you know, the Sterlings and Aguero, to at least make the run or at least get the finish and the final touch just to get a goal. I think you could see in that game. I wasn't too impressed with Spurs. Spurs were kind of like how they've been this season, and moments of brilliance from like Kane and Son have like helped them win those big games. But essentially, Pep was unlucky today. I mean, I
don't know, because you made the point that fair enough, they were without Sterling, they were without Aguero, but more often than not, more seasons than not, Aguero misses a third of the season anyways, yet still City are potent. So do you mean to tell me that toothless nature is purely because Sterling missed that game? Personally, I think there's a deeper underlying problem at City at the moment. Like they're not, I don't know, for whatever reason, they're not creating chances the way they used to, or they're not taking them the way they used to.
I'll go with that.
I think there was an issue. Let me read some of these comments. But I think there was an issue on creating chances. I agree with that. Lola O said Spurs are Man City's weakness. Look at their recent record. I thought Spurs would win. She's right. Spurs always do pull out the bag against City. I don't know how. I remember a time when Spurs under Harry Redknapp were the reason City didn't make the Champions League. With Peter Crouch scoring at the Etihad.
Do you know what? I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a fair comment to make. In the league, I can't remember the last time Spurs beat City in the league.
Last season?
No. When?
Bergwijn's debut. He scored twice, was it?
Yeah, Bergwijn scored his first goal, on his debut.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did. Okay, sorry. But okay, before that, because to me, City always had their number, but then... Like, okay, last season, as you said, Bergwijn, but before, I'm like, maybe I'm backtracking here, but before that, I don't remember a single...
They knocked them out the Champions League, PR.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Again, was that not like an away goal thing or something like that? Was it like a victory?
It was the spectacular when Sterling got the offside ruled out by VAR.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if City
still
had
to the narrative, I guess.
It doesn't.
No, I guess it does.
The away goal thing doesn't even matter because Spurs scored 3 goals at the Etihad that day. Like,
yeah, sure. No, sure. I'm with you. I'm with you. But if you draw, it's different though. Like if you got an away goals, it's a draw.
Well, not if you can see 3 at home. You deserve to lose, in my opinion. Yo, madam, it feels like an age since you guys were last on. I know it feels like a long time.
It feels forever.
He said, I told you, Man City are bang average. They won't finish in the top 3. Why does Peter continue to suck?
Hey, boss leg, fam.
Peter, why?
I haven't even backed it today. I ain't backed them today. If I'm honest, I think it's. Do you know why? Because do you know why? I don't suck them off. Let's just keep it a buck. But what I'm saying is that we know City will get into gear at some stage. It will be too late. I think the title is more or less done. And I think Liverpool, because of what they showed yesterday, with everything that they're going through, I was absolutely, I'm a bit like downhearted because it's a bit like, I think this league is done, guys, whether we want to like it, to admit it or not. But Man City will still climb and will still finish second. Pep will get a run of games in, and they'll do better, and we'll have a different opinion on City. It's not been a great start. It's been bang average. You're absolutely right. So yeah, that's what I say.
The worst is Mark Hughes.
Really?
Wow. Okay. Lola O said Pep went for the wrong midfielder from Madrid. Spanish bias.
Oh, what? Rodri?
Is that Bernardo? Oh, Rodri. Yeah, but who else do they have from? Who else?
Could have got Party. Could have got Saul.
You could have got Saul or Party. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Saul would have been a good one.
So, like, from what I saw on Twitter the other day, everyone was just going at Rodri. Everyone was going at Rodri. Has Pep gone for the wrong player, or is he using Rodri in the wrong way? Is it not working right now? Like, why?
I believe it's a bit of both. I think, let's be honest, when Rodri was signed, we were sort of like, ooh, but it was like nobody could remember Rodri for anything. He is just one of those that was part of that Atleti Madrid midfield where you just were like, okay, it's a good team. But you've mentioned the others, Koke, Saul, you know what I mean? Thomas Partey, they've got Llorente there now. For me, it's a bit like that signing was a bit mad and it was overpriced. Holy smokes, what did they spend? Over 50 on him. Do you know what I'm saying? It was awful purchase. But again, Pep Guardiola, because he's so stubborn and he's so stuck in his ways, he's also, I think, managing him wrong.
Lola O said Rodri excels at nothing. He's not mobile. He's not a levels passer. He's just big and okay. Yeah,
because that's what Lola's saying sort of goes to what I'm maybe thinking. With Rodri, do you think that when you sort of pluck a player from the Atletico Madrid structure, because they're very, very rigid, very regimented, Rodri essentially didn't necessarily have to do the running that is expected of a Fernandinho replacement. So it's perfectly fine, sort of, you know, playing in a pivot or whatever sort of ball we played at Atletico Madrid in a rigid side, you know, distributing the ball. He looks a lot better in that system because it sort of it plays to his strengths really. Whereas at Man City, the work Fernandinho did, not only did he progress play from deep, but his athleticism, his energy, his ability to win the ball back in midfield to then start those moves. Rodri can't do half of what Fernandinho could do, just as a playoff. And then he's not distributing well either. So it's like he's almost brought to fail, really.
No, you're right.
That's a good point.
Right.
That's a very good point.
Right.
I think what Guardiola missed the point on is not signing Thiago. Let's just call it what it is, because those midfielders, even if you look at Gundogan, you think, you're like, okay, whatever, sure. But when he had Thiago and say Kimmich in Bayern Munich, it was superb. It worked well. He should have brought him to Man City because that's the kind of player.
He spent a lot of money on Rodri, so he has to figure it out. Like it's not something where I'm ruling the player out because he hasn't made it work yet. Last season was a tough season for most players in Man City, apart from Kevin De Bruyne. But like, yeah, I think he's got to figure it out, and that's going to be the challenge for him this season.
The thing is, Oscar, though, is that when you've got a manager that is stubborn, it's a different kettle of fish. It's not like it's a Pochettino kind of manager, or maybe even a Lampard kind of manager, where, you know what, okay, it's not working right now with Rodri. Let's try and change something for the benefit of him and the team. It's more a case of, if this square does not fit in this square hole, then it's like you might as well get another square. Just get another thing.
That explains a lot of people's frustration with Pep Guardiola as a manager. Like, a lot of people, obviously we all respect him and what he's won in the game and what he's achieved, but that doesn't cut it. It's not every club you're going to get to be like, yeah, I'm going to sign this player on big money. It's not working. Cool, chuck him out. Let me sign another player on big money. Like, that's not management. That's football manager. Do you know what I mean? Boss like Endo's got a couple more comments. I'm going to read his one on City first, and then I'll get onto the Spurs one. He said, who in City's team is world class? Other than KDB and Aguero, there are no certain world class players, in my opinion.
Sterling's
not world class.
But I mean, even the way you said that, it doesn't fill you with much confidence either.
Yeah. It's like
you said Sterling.
It's something you can throw out there, but you know.
Yeah, I'm with you. But you know what? There's a case to be made. But if he stays injury free, is Emerick Laporte, Riyad Mahrez. If he's not consistent enough, but Riyad Mahrez could easily be there. But
Mahrez is not
Fernandinho, maybe Fernandinho.
Mahrez is not
other than that, it's difficult.
I wouldn't say.
But do you think that's a problem in and of itself? When you look at the gallons and gallons and gallons of money that Pep has pumped into the side, and we're struggling between us to produce 3 world-class players. Like when you compare that to the rest of the league as well, who in the Premier League has more than 2 world-class players? None. But Pep Guardiola. Apart from the obvious.
You could argue Liverpool. I'd say Mane, Salah, Thiago.
And Van Dijk. There's 3 of them.
And Robertson, and Trent.
I'm not going there yet. I'm not going there with those ones. I need more years. I need more years of those guys. I need more years. I'm not going there yet.
Anyway, I don't.
We'll get to Liverpool. We'll come to Liverpool later. Maybe we'll reignite the conversation. Okay. All the other teams, we're talking about Tottenham and Tottenham winning the league. They've got one world-class player. So that shouldn't be an excuse for why you're failing so much.
Who, Tottenham?
Yeah.
I think they've got 2.
Who's the 2?
Verging on 3.
Who's the 2?
You got Son and Kane.
Son's world-class.
I was going to say Kane and Bale, and then you're going to go to Son next.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Kane and Bale, and then Son's coming.
But I don't actually agree with those, but cool. But I just think he's got so many players that are just below the world-class level that it's like, you've got to figure it out.
And it's not like that they haven't won things. They have won things.
Yeah, he won the league on 100 points.
So it's very, like I said, it's not. It's like, have these guys just gotten too comfortable, too easy to think, oh, we could just win whenever they wanted to turn up, and not remember what the Premier League is?
Do you know what as well, though? Yeah, Adrian's point was, look, you spent billions and billions of money, and we're struggling to get 3 world-class players. I don't think that's the point, though, because when you look at what City have done, when you look at what Guardiola has done when he's won with that City side, the leagues, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. It's not a matter of having to have world-class, isn't it? He destroyed the league with 100 points one year, and then he had to beat an incredible, formidable Liverpool side in order to win the second season. So at the same time, it's like you got to be careful not to jump so quickly on say Guardiola and the City situation and blah blah blah, because some of those players, they don't need to be world class. You just need a well-oiled machine, which is what they were. And Liverpool have proved that last season. Like there's about 5, 6, 7 non-world class players in that Liverpool side, but my God, what a machine!
I don't know, man. We just had this conversation, and we're naming like 6 different people that could be considered world class.
Yeah, well, Liverpool.
Nah, man, come on.
According to Boss Like Endo, Fabinho, Virgil van Dijk, Salah, Mane, Trent, Robertson, Alisson, Thiago are world class. He says, "What are you, man, on?"
Nah,
He also said,
run out of fingers there.
He also said, Laporte ? Man ain't better than Zuma or Matip. Allow it, Peter.
Really? First of all, I said injury pending. So he's not world class now. I'm not going to give him that, but injury pending. But to his earlier one, can you put up his other one about all those players? Because Fabinho, I'm not excited to go there yet. Neither am I Trent. Neither am I Robertson. Neither am I Alisson. We need more years of this.
Nah, bro. No, Andy Robertson is world class.
Come on. He's had 2 good seasons at Liverpool. I'm not going to go world class just yet. Huh? It's not fair.
At the age of 20s, anyway.
Yeah. Wait. So 2 good seasons, you're not ready to go world class, but with Tottenham, you're ready to put Son there.
I said he's coming. 2 seasons. I said he's coming. And first of all, Son was more than 2 seasons. Let's not beat around the bush.
He hasn't been at this level for 2 seasons.
I said he's coming. I didn't say he's world class. I said you could argue 3.
When I said how many players did Tottenham have at world class, I said Kane, and you were bringing up other names. Are they world class?
You said 1. I said Bale and Kane. You did say something. 2 things they got in common. 2 things they got in common is that they've been top performing players consistently year in, year out.
Okay. According to Lola, only Liverpool have more than 2 world-class players.
More than 2.
Yeah.
Which is true.
She also says Pep bought top players, but they don't fit his system. For example, Mahrez. And also that City lost Company, Silva, and they haven't really replaced them in ability or stature. Add Fernandinho.
And what's crazy as well is that they like selling Sane. I guess he just wanted out, but Sane would have been in that conversation. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's such a shame that didn't work.
Again, I just need to know what happened there. Like, what happened?
I think Sane is not on Guardiola, bro. He doesn't like him, doesn't like the way he does things. He wanted to go to Germany, and that was the end of that conversation. There was no way you're going to get me to come and play for City anymore. Like, he was done. It's a shame because Pep bought him.
I think you only go to City because you want to grow your stock. Like, so the fact that he could go and leave and go to Bayern, it seems a bit of a no-brainer. You've already won 2 league titles with City.
That team is just so unfair.
Yeah, let him.
Why couldn't he just go on a free transfer from Schalke? Like, why has he got to come here and then they got to go and front load him over there? Oh, that's annoying. How much do they pay for him?
It was undisclosed.
Undisclosed. That means
10 million, bruv.
Yeah,
10 million and a few Steiners, bruv. You know what I mean?
I want to go back. I want to go back to a comment Boss Like Endo made about Spurs. He said 16th of December, Spurs come to the Slaughterhouse Anfield. We'll see what they are about then.
Do you know what though? Do you know what's interesting? Was it Adrian that said that Spurs have got a run of games? Holy smokes, do they have a run of games, right?
Yeah, but wasn't this the most difficult of their run?
Hang on. What, City?
Yeah.
Wait there. Let me tell you. They're going to Stamford Bridge next.
Oh boy.
They're going to Stamford Bridge next. Then it's the tip of the iceberg. Okay, Palace away, whatever. Liverpool away. Leicester at home. I swear Arsenal's in that fixture. Why have they missed out Arsenal? Yeah, Arsenal's, I think, next. I think even if not next, the following week. It's Arsenal, then it's Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool in 2 weeks after that, Leicester at home, Wolves away. Horrible games.
That's why I said it's too early. Because that's what I said.
When should we review the situation? Boxing Day?
If you can allow me to do my Roy Keane impression, it's only been 8 games. 8 games. It's only been 8 games. I'm not at all convinced that Liverpool are even in a title race, let alone winning the damn league.
Listen.
So yeah, go on.
On normal how the Premier League works, if we all understand, we don't talk about it until February. That's what we know.
I say Christmas.
I say January. I say January. I'm a January guy.
I say Christmas.
Once the FA Cup's got going, where are you? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. At that time, we know who's not about, who could potentially get in, and who's actually on this title.
Bro, if
are you guys
for the league?
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, are you guys impressed with Jose's tenure at Spurs at the minute?
In terms of his start, I think it's Spurs' best start ever. So
it's a year. It's been a year. So it's been a season since he's been there. Exactly a year to this date. So what are we saying? Are you impressed with the year?
I'll be honest. Much like, go for it. You go for speaking.
No, you, Adrian. I
was gonna say, much like most Spurs fans, I was absolutely appalled and horrified when Pochettino got sacked. I feel Pochettino earned the right to have a down year and to go and get backed in the summer. They went and got Jose Mourinho, and initially I thought to myself, he's polarizing. He's going to play football to the ire of the Spurs fans. He's going to throw his toys out the pram when he doesn't get what he wants. Now, that may still happen. But what he's done is and what Peter's long predicted, he's instilled little bits of his know-how, little bits of his winning mentality into a Spurs side that has notoriously for decades been a team of bottlers. We said it early in the season when they bottled a 3-0 lead against West Ham, and ultimately, just slowly, we're seeing these little bits and pieces of Jose's S-housery. The prime example I always think of is Lamela getting Martial sent off. They go and win the game. They go and batter United that day. So I think for me, how I look at Jose's from what we've seen, it's a small sample size, but I think Jose has found a way to get Tottenham winning games that previously they may have not won before. And let's call Saturday what it was. That was a masterclass. That was a Jose Mourinho, 33% possession, 10 man behind the ball. You can't break us down. We'll you in the break and we'll score. And it was a very mature, very professional performance.
He said he could have all the possession. I took the 3 points. Classic.
Yeah, the thing that he's got in his locker, like he probably had at Chelsea, you could argue as well, is that when you've got a killer like Harry Kane, let's call it what it is. He is a murderer. Yeah, when you've got that in the locker, you can defend for 60 minutes, 70 minutes, 80 minutes. Man told them before they left, you've got 2 shots on target, make them count. Bloody hell. And 2-0 it was.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Like at the end of the game, Harry Kane got all the plaudits. He didn't even score. Like that's how effective he's become. Like he's become such an effective player that you see his all-around game. There's so many times when he plays for England, and if he doesn't score, you're just like, this guy's just useless. I've seen people say England should play without him because he sort of he makes them play through him, and he stifles the creativity of like a Rashford or a Sterling. But Mourinho has built this team around him to the fact that we're seeing the fruit of how good this guy is as a player, not just as a finisher. And you got to rate it.
Do you know what it is? When you actually get the players that you want, we're like, all right, cool. Now we can see what you can do when you coach. Because he's got the players that he wants.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. But Lola said Jose was perfect for Spurs. He has a mature team. Best players are 26 and above. That's who Jose works best with. Plus, he's got the underdog feel at Spurs. He likes being an underdog.
He loves it. Go on, Adrian.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, and going back to Robin's point. I made a comment to the effect of he's got what he wants. Let's see what he can do. And when we say back your manager, that doesn't necessarily mean go and spend £300 million in the market. Like what Spurs have done is quite simple. They've just gone in there, they've recruited smart, they provided this guy with the infrastructure to go and pick up players like Højbjerg for £3 million. Not the most exciting player in the world, but guess what? Nasty, rugged SOB who'll do a job for you. Spurs have gone out. Harry Kane. What's the one criticism of Tottenham? There's no good enough backup. He's like somehow they've went and got the top striker in Portugal on a loan, and left back. They're going to sign an exceptional left back regularly on from right under United's noses. So ultimately, what Spurs have allowed him to do, Spurs have literally said, right, what we're going to do, we're going to get you the pieces of the puzzle. Go and create. And it's not necessarily buying £50 million players. So yeah, man,
right.
I think Spurs have done sick.
Adrian, I'm going to cut you off here because I've had enough of us gassing up Spurs. We need to bring them back down to reality.
I wanted to say one point on that, unless you want to switch. Unless we're shifting gears.
Oh, we're shifting into dissing Spurs.
Okay, before we diss Spurs, all I'm saying is this, and I said it time and time again. This was Jose's issue at Man United and at Spurs, and I said, if you want to have Jose Mourinho as your manager, somebody has to bow down, whether that's the board of that club or whether it's Jose himself, right? And it is very, very, very clear. Even when you watch the documentary, Daniel Levy is starstruck over Jose Mourinho, right? Mm-hmm. And he said, you know what? You are Jose Mourinho. Bloody hell, you are the king. What do you want? And as you said, Robin, you were making that point. He's getting what he wants. And can I tell you something, guys? I'm not even capping. I'm not gassing. It's no wonder he is doing this well at Spurs because of the simple fact someone's pride came down and they went and they've literally said, look, okay, Jose, here you are. And of course, Spurs is a smaller club, but it's that thing of just give him the pieces. It doesn't matter what the club is. If you give him the pieces, do you know what Jose is going to do? Bring success to your club. And without a shadow of a doubt, nobody here is doubting at all that Tottenham could win something this season, whatever trophy that may be. And so for that alone, I'm saying Man United, for example, have a hard look at what's going on over there, especially with what's going on at Man United. Have a hard look at what's going on at Spurs. That's all I'll say on that point. We can diss them now.
Boss like Endo says Spurs ain't on nothing. They're a complete waste of time in a 38-game season. And then we've got a new commenter, man like Abdi065. He said, people letting this season cloud everything Jose has done at Spurs. Are you man forgetting they got battered by Leipzig in the CL and got knocked out in the FA Cup by Norwich? It's not been that good, in my opinion. I think that's very harsh.
I think that's a very fair point. I think it's a very fair
point because that's the point I wanted to make when we was talking about his first year. Like the first 8 games of this season has been great, but if you look at everything at a whole, and if you look at what happened in the documentary, it's been up and down. I'm not saying.
No. I'm not having that. Like I'm not on the Tottenham train in terms of them winning the league. But what Jose did when he came in last season, he took over. Like Pochettino left them in a horrible position. Like Pochettino really capitulated. Think about it. This is the guy that got them into a Champions League final, and they sacked him. You have to understand how far the fall from grace was. They lost 3-0 at Brighton and stuff like that. So he's come in, and when they faced Leipzig, you don't watch the documentary, so you know they had a ton of injuries going into that second leg, and they just couldn't overturn the deficit. So it was hard for them. The issue where,
sorry, unless you want to finish your point, because I've got a comeback for that specific thing.
Yeah,
right? Based on Abdi's point.
Let me continue on. Yes, the FA Cup against Norwich is a bit of a howler, but when I look to what they've managed to do this season and how they perform a lot better than they did last season, I think we have to judge Jose on this season. He's had an opportunity to get his players in. Yes, he was there last January, but the players that came in last January were not his signings. They bought Bergwijn, and he said, I didn't want Bergwijn, but I'm happy with him. So, you know, you judge him on what he's doing now. Judge him on what he's doing now.
What I will say, though, is that the documentary... I'll tell you one thing the documentary did expose that I totally forgot about. Jose at one point had this team in the top 4 or 1 point behind the top 4. I think it was behind Chelsea. And they were on this wave and they were riding it decently. But at the end of the season, they were happy with finishing 5th. Far away from Chelsea as well, I think. Not far away, but as in...
They were. They were
no, they weren't even 5th, weren't they? 6th. They finished 6th.
They weren't in the race for the top 4. They weren't in the race for the top 4 coming into it.
So my point is, at one stage they were, and then there was a dip of quite an epic proportion. January, February was a horrible time for Spurs, including the Champions League, including Norwich knocking them out. Like, it was an awful month. Now, we can say it's injuries. I think you have to be fair. They were getting... That documentary reminds you that they got struck with injuries like it was nothing. But at the same time, bro, in December, they were like a point off the top 4. And then for some reason, there's been a complete dip as the season went on. And he sort of started hugging and everything when he finished 6th. Well, I think it was only a draw at Palace.
It's not for some reason.
Was that dip Harry Kane?
Yeah, like deep it. The one reason I'm not so gassed on Tottenham this season is because I feel like their first 11 very, very strong. They've got Harry Kane, they've got Son. Those guys are on form, and when the form is hitting, they're going to dig you out of a tight spot and they're going to get you goals. Those two players both got injured at points last season, which is when their form dipped. Like, it's not a coincidence. It literally did happen. And you see, when those guys don't play in the side, they're going away to Antwerp and losing. Like, this is what Tottenham is. True. This is what Tottenham is.
My rebuttal to that is the simple facts. You go to Liverpool, you take out Mane and Salah at the same time. You go to City, you take out KDB, Sterling at the same time. You go to... There's barely any good teams left. You go to Barcelona, you take out Messi and whoever at the same time. There's going to be a massive drop-off between the team because ultimately you're taking out their best 2 players. But I think what Spurs have got at the moment is they've got... When you look at the squad, actually, man, everyone to a man, they've got quite a good squad depth, actually.
No.
So generally speaking. So like you can't necessarily replace world-class players, but bro, Lo Celso, top midfielder, come off the bench.
Yeah, change.
Dele Alli doesn't even get a look in anymore. Last season, Ben Davies was the starting left back. This season is their backup. They've now got, Matt Doherty, who's now their backup right back. So I think when you look at the Spurs team, obviously your world-class players are your world-class players. The drop-off is going to be mad. Let's see what Vinicius can do.
But guys.
In the moments where he has to sort of replace Kane.
I agree. Any top team losing their 2 best players, like I mentioned for City earlier, any top team losing 2 players, it's going to make them drop off. But all of those teams you mentioned, they lose their 2 best players. They're not losing at Antwerp, bruv. They're not. Liverpool lose. Look at Liverpool just beat Leicester. How many players have you got out of your side at the moment? Do you know what I'm saying?
I know professional football is professional football, but I'm hesitant. I always take Europa League games with a pinch of salt. Just a little pinch.
I would too.
Okay, but people are telling me that this is a side that's going to win the league, and I'm thinking, pump your brakes, boys and girls.
Yeah, that's wild.
Lola O said, remember last season they didn't have Reguilon or Højbjerg or Bale or a backup striker or a fit Ndombele. They have pieces this season to be better.
What?
Maybe not win, but be better. Spurs squad is still meaty if you look at it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm seeing them field squads where Dele Alli doesn't make the 25, doesn't make the 18.
Why does everyone talk about Dele Alli like that means?
No, I'm just saying there is a quality player there who doesn't even get the 18. And one week it was like Lamella didn't make the 18. I remember Jose was saying, look, 1 week it's going to be one guy after another. There'll be a player that you'll say, how is he not in the squad? Because it's stacked.
Name a place where Jose hasn't done that. Jose came to Chelsea and said Matters out the squad. He does that all the time.
I'm not saying, but Chelsea have a big squad. But what I'm saying is Spurs' squad is actually kind of deeper than people give it credit for.
I mean, I just think that's the case of he doesn't like Ali, and there's not much we can do about that.
I mean, part of that, but if you look at 2016, Ali couldn't be missing from that side because they have no other options. Whereas now they can and they can play well.
Yeah, but okay, fair enough. We'll go around in circles if we keep arguing that point. But Abdi 065 says 3-3 with West Ham after being 3-0 up at home. 1-1 draw with Newcastle after being 1-0 up at home. 1-0 loss to Everton at home. Lost to Antwerp. I've got every single right to rate them. He also says everyone's forgetting about this. You're only as good as your last game, according to football fans. It's a very fickle game. It's a very fickle game. Bruna says, watching that game, I nearly punched myself in the face. He can't stand watching Tottenham win.
I hear that, bruv. I hear that 100%. I'm in two minds with Spurs as a whole because I do like Jose Mourinho. I'm not ashamed to say that. I do like him. And seeing him at Spurs is breaking my heart because I know he's going to do well there without a shadow of a doubt, which is annoying to see.
I guess last thing on Tottenham, Lola O says, Doherty is meh, Davies is not good, CBs are average, Winks is meh, Lamella is dead, Ali is meh, Lucas is meh. I don't know if that's Sissoko. Sissoko is useful, but meh. And meh is good enough to get you in the Champions League places. I don't think it's good enough to challenge for the title. Sorry, boys and girls.
Fair enough. Let's go to Anfield because I'll tell you what, a team that's got injuries but seems to dispatch Brendan Rodgers yet again. Adrian, bruv, talk to me about your team. I mean, is this title over in your opinion?
The opposite of meh. No, I think
Top 4 podcast, you know?
Yeah, I think what we've shown, which is excellent, is the fact that we can. Like, if I name to you the caliber of player that we're missing, no Trent, no, our captain, no Henderson, no Salah, no Thiago, world class midfielder. Yet still, and this is why people always like to hit Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with the stick of, just vibes, no football identity, because it's like you can always seamlessly bring in different players to fill a plug, wherein there's a defined system for them to come in. So you saw, young Curtis Jones came in. He was absolutely, he was incredible. So I think what Jurgen Klopp has built is he's built infrastructure and he's taught his players how to play football to the way that he likes. And also we've gone in the window, we've added bits of quality because I think I've always been sort of wary when, one of the front three are out because our backup options are either an Origi or Minamino that aren't levels. But now we can go and, bring Diego Jota, who's, don't get me wrong, he's running hot. He's in a purple patch at the moment, but he's still an excellent player. Like even outside of the goals, like his link-up play is good. He's good strength on the ball. He looks after the ball well. He's got a work rate. So he ticks all of the boxes of the DNA of Liverpool forwards, and he can come in and he can do a great job. So I think even though it's a lot of patchwork, we've got quality to do a patchwork. Milner came and he barely put a foot wrong playing right back. 34-year-old midfielder, whatever it is. So I think even though our injuries are a lot, we've got great players anyway, so they can sort of fill those plugs. And then B, I think there's a system that can allow these players to fill the plugs because Jurgen Klopp is a great coach.
Spot on, man. Spot on.
I thought Liverpool showed why they were champions last year, pretty much, with the football, even with all those players out, and they still managed to put on a very Liverpool-like performance. The press was there from 0 to 90. They were stopping everything that Leicester was doing. At the same time, I thought Leicester shot themselves in the foot a couple of times in terms of finishing.
Leicester or Brendan?
Both.
Wait, I'm waiting for it. Robin. Lay it for me. Come on.
No. I'm leaving that to you because I'm just talking good about Liverpool, which is rare, as you know.
That is rare.
So no, it's kudos to them. I thought honestly with Salah deciding to turn up in Egypt and thingy just doing other things with all the players is that Liverpool are going to go fresh, but they seem to prove everyone wrong.
Can we talk about the Salah?
Sorry. I was going to ask, what's your runner game like, Adrian? Because I don't know.
I can have a look for you if you'd like. Unless Adrian knows.
In all honesty, I don't really know.
I've got it up here for you.
So we've got Champions League midweek.
I've got it here. Brighton away next Saturday. Nice. Wolves at home. Fulham away. Spurs at home. Palace away. So
it's topsy-turvy. You expect Liverpool to get most of the points there.
Nice. Do you know what, Robin?
It's just what you guys do throughout the week. Yeah. What's up?
Do you know what, Robin? You said at the beginning, that that game showed you what Liverpool were last season, and it just continued on. It showed you why they were going to win the league last season. I think I'll go a step further and say that game showed me why Liverpool are going to win the league this season, because you look at the amount of players they had out, you look at the amount of injuries and issues that has gone on with their squad of late. the machine keeps going. Like you take out one cog of the wheel, the other cog comes in, and the machine just keeps on going, bro. Like I have to rate Jurgen Klopp for this performance, because I actually looked at it when I saw Salah had the COVID thing. I was like, yo, this is a game where Liverpool are dropping points. This is the one, yeah. And it didn't come. It didn't come, and it didn't even threaten. It didn't even look like it was coming. They had the game on lock, a 3-0 comfy victory against a team that last season challenged for the Champions League. Now, I know it's not a big top 6 game as we know them, but it's still a big statement. Still a big statement, and I think Klopp's going to be very happy with the performance.
Can I now pour rain on Brendan Rodgers and see why?
Are we going to not talk about Marcelo?
Oh, I guess no. Okay, fine. I guess. How wild was that? Oh man, the picture. Hey, fam, the picture. The mask.
No, the picture. The video. The video.
Video. I didn't see a video.
No video. Ooh, you got caught in 4K, my friend.
You got caught in 4K. And you know what? Yeah, I have no issues with Mo Salah. Do you know why? Because he probably paid for that whole wedding, and he said, "I don't care. I'm enjoying my brother's wedding. He's only going to get married once, so let me enjoy it." And guess what? Who cares if I miss Leicester away? Because Jota's got it covered. Yeah, I don't care. So shout out to him.
I mean, that is so scandalous, though. Even the picture, like, you know what I'm saying, it was him, like, he was like surrounded by a crowd, like he was about to preach. It was freaking ridiculous, man. I was saying that he was
looking like a
Sermon on the Mount. Wow.
That was the bro. And then what? The whole Egyptian team then got it as well, because obviously Mohamed El-Neni got it as well. I'm thinking, come on, Salah, I'm just gonna pin it on you, bro. What is the matter with you spreading the COVID? Come on,
Salah did what he had to do, bro. He did what
he was trying. He tried to dip out of that Leicester game, bro. He was just trying to dip.
Before we move on to Leicester and talking about them, let me go through some of these comments about Liverpool and just them so far. SW6X London says Klopp is just a sensational manager. That given time to look at what he is building. Wait, huh? Given time to look at what he's building. Oh, that was given time. Brilliant. Yeah.
Great point.
Also, what's that? Endo, a Liverpool fan, says, I'm not getting gassed over Jota. Good form, but I still think he needs to improve his overall game. Decent player, though, but he's nowhere near Bobby at his best.
I disagree with that.
Speaking of Bobby at his best, Lola says Firmino finally scored. Firmino needs dropping for me. What do you think, Adrian?
With regards to the Firmino thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, both points.
I think Jota's given Klopp a good headache, because when you know we've got everybody fit, what do you do? And the brilliant thing about it is it doesn't even necessarily need to be a drop, because it's such a long season. So one game Firmino can sit out. You know, on Sunday, Mane, Salah missed out. Mane can miss out the next week. They can go for 4 the week after that. So I think it's always good to have options, and then that's where Klopp's going to earn his keep, because he's just going to have to decide what option is the best at a particular moment in time.
I want to say a big up to James Milner as well, man, because he came in, slotted in like a glove, and kept the ball moving, man. Do you know what I'm saying? No mistakes there.
Speaking of slotting in, SW6 says Liverpool are moving like Fergie when he was fielding Quentin Fortune and Jemba and still winning games.
Bro, you know that era of Man United, yeah? Fam, how were they winning games with them man there, blood? Flipping hell. Remember David Bellion? Flipping hell.
Back-to-back leagues with them, man. Lola O said Liverpool need to get shot of Naby, by the way. Waste of money, all vibes, just injuries. What are we saying, Adrian?
Yeah, it's sad, because do you know what? Do you know the worst, saddest thing about that game as well? Like Naby was like, Liverpool was shot to pieces in injury, and Naby only played by luck. Because if you look at it, if Trent is fit, Milner probably plays ahead of him. If Gomez is fit, Fabinho probably plays in midfield. You're sitting there, you're thinking to yourself, 19-year-old Curtis Jones is already ahead of you, and it's the same old story with Naby Keita. And unfortunately, I think it's nearing to the final chapter, because if you look at it, it's the same old story. He comes in energetic, has quite a good game, gets an injury. He's going to be out now for the next 3-4 weeks. He's going to sort of have a jittery form. He's going to have a good couple of games. He's going to get another injury. It's unfortunate, really, because
it's a rinse and repeat.
Yes, it's repeat. Like he's never ever had. I can't even think of 6. Like Naby Keita hasn't even given us 6 good games in a row. It's always something with that guy. Unfortunately,
I just find it hilarious that you paid 50 million for him, not for him to come in, but the year after. And that was a whole debacle. And then the fact that he's produced something like this, I agree that it was just a completely waste of money, no waste of time for everyone, including himself. It's unfortunate because no one saw that coming, but it is what happened.
When you get an injury-ridden player like that, it's just unfortunate. There's not really much you can say about it because who knows? Like obviously, when Klopp bought him, he wasn't expecting him to have this kind of record of injuries, and how many games has he actually been available for? He probably hasn't even had a full season if you factor that in. So yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad.
Because he's got all the tools. He's got all the tools apart from probably the most important one, and that's staying fit. But he's very sort of press resistant. He's a great dribbler of the ball. His first thought is always to look forwards. He's a decent passer of the ball. He's got an eye for goal as well. He's a good tackler. Like everything you want in a midfielder, he's got it. Apart from being available.
The thing is, we can all see that. We can all see that. Like he's that quality that the glimpses that you do see him play, you see him perform. Lola O said it's like Ox. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say like people like the Ox, like on the Jota point, I was gonna mention, people like the Ox and Shaqiri must be sitting there thinking, damn it, they've gone and bought one who is doing exactly what they were probably asked to do, and he's absolutely killing it, man. So that's them being pegged back further. So I couldn't believe Shaqiri was still there. I saw him in training. I said, damn, this guy's still here.
Looking like Lickle, man.
You're such a rude guy, man.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. What a shot that was.
All right, Liam Talks F1 said, hello there. My team is more of a joke than David Luiz.
Ooh,
what's up, Liam?
Manchester United is on about. Oscar, can I unravel on Brendan Rodgers for a minute here,
Go
please?
for it, man. Go for it.
Okay, so as I keep telling you guys time and time again that this man is he's a bottle job, yeah, and nobody wants to. You know what's funny? I actually started to believe Leicester could get something out of this game, and I was sitting there thinking, damn it, why have I predicted Liverpool to win? 2-2s now. The team has turned up. Yeah, I lie. The team has turned up to Anfield. First of all, 3 at the back. Explain to me, anyone here or any Leicester fan out there, do Leicester play 3 at the back?
First of all, he's been riddled with injury. His best centre half, Kagala Sionchu, he's been missing. I haven't seen him in a while. Secondly, he's plucked a kid who's played quite well since he's come in, Wesley Fofana from the French league, 19 years of age. Realistically, give him great purchase in a few years, sure, but for now he's still got a lot of developing and growing to do. He's still a good prospect. So give him the infrastructure and play him the best way you can, and that's probably giving the security of a back three. Ricardo Pereira, I haven't seen him even since COVID, really, since the restart. I haven't seen or heard of Ricardo Pereira. He sold his best left back for 60 million quid, and James Justin has had to deputise. So I understand, as much as people say Liverpool have a lot of injury problems, Leicester have been riddled. Like, for me, the best sort of ball winner in the league, Ndidi, he's gone till December. So as much as Brendan does sort of fumble the bag, I feel like he's got a lot of injuries and he's having to do a lot of patchwork to make it work. And to add to your point, I think he tried to do like what Leicester did at Arsenal. I think he tried to do it against Liverpool, but we don't play them games, man.
It did not work. And you don't bring Christian Fuchs as your centre-half if you want to have a cover. If you're going to play, you're going to obviously play 4 at the back. I don't know why he doesn't do that when it works for him anyway, where you've got Fofana and Evans as your 2 centre-halves. You can then have Fuchs on the left back and you've got James or James Justin rather, on the right back, right? You can at least have that. Fair enough, he's been riddled with injuries. I am not going to deny that by any stretch of the imagination. And personally, this is a guy who went up to Anfield and Leicester didn't seem to have a clue of what they were doing. None of them seemed to know what they were doing. There was a front three of what? Vardy, Barnes, and Maddison. Maddison doesn't play on the front three. We have to start calling it out as it is. Where was Nemplies Mendy playing? Because I couldn't work it out either. And they had all Brighton on the pitch. And they had all Brighton on the pitch. They're set up.
Was all Brighton playing?
Yes, apparently. I remember I saw one whiff of the 11, and that was the end of that situation. He turned up to
I
Anfield
didn't even realize.
sort of so ill prepared. It was ridiculous. The only reason why I even noticed Fofana is because he had friggin' blonde hair. And I don't know why Leicester were playing in a white kit. That got me annoyed anyway. Or Xavier, innit? Flip it out. Like, it was just ridiculous.
Much better example. Much better
It's
example.
ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous, right? Vardy did not get a sniff because none of his creative midfielders were really feeding him anything. Everybody was getting frustrated. And once again, it was one of those games. Do you remember last year when he turned up to Anfield, when he goes to Old Trafford? It was another case of that. Brendan Rodgers, this is why you're not the big dog. You're not sitting on the table with the rest of these men. I mean, you've won nothing, but at the same time, except with Celtic, but at the same time, it's like, fam, like, when is Brendan going to learn, blood? He's not learning, fam. He's just not learning.
Okay, Boss Like Endo has said, I told you, man, Leicester are a hype ting. They're that girl in school that was buff, but now she has bare youths with bare different baby fathers. I'll never take them seriously under Brendan. Tactics were poor. I don't know why you sent for the baby mums. Shout out to the baby mums.
I hear it, though.
Lola O said, showing again, stifle Vardy and you're calm. That's all you got to do basically to beat Leicester is get in the way. She also said to Adrian, don't use injuries to defend Rodgers. It's been there since the start of the season and only now you've used the three at the back. He came on a shook ting instead of sticking to what's been working this season so far, which is exactly what he did last season in the big game.
Thank you.
Boss Like Endo said, Adrian, you're making excuses for the man who cost us the title and benched Gerrard and Sterling away. That season is the greatest season in Liverpool's history. Anytime I'm reminded of that season, there's always something different to laugh at. Like whether it's the Palace game, whether it's the Gerrard slip, whether it's that benching of your best players in the Bernabeu because you want to win the game in the league.
I'll tell you what was funny. It was like when they
he threw that game though, and he threw it.
Yeah, but he's thrown a lot of games, Adrian. That's the point we're making. It's Brendan Rodgers that keeps flopping these games, and that's why he's not in the echelon of managerial managers. And it's a shame because if you look around, right, why does Man United have an Ollie? Why does Arsenal have an Arteta? Chelsea have a Frank Lampard? All these clubs being managed by you know, in all honesty, you know, they're not better coaches than Brendan Rodgers. Let's just keep it a buck for right now. When you look at Brendan Rodgers' pedigree so far, he should be getting these kind of jobs. How are these men beating you to these jobs? Why? Because you're a bold job, blood.
Nah. Harsh.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Until he gets a good job,
then what it is.
Prove me different. All right. Shall we move it along? Shall we go over to... Oh, God. Ellen Road. Do we have to? Do we have to go there?
Yeah, we're going to Ellen Road. Let's go there. Let's talk about how Arteta took his men to Ellen Road. And
a championship side.
No, they're a Premier League side. They actually did very well in the championship to advance. So he took his boys from London all the way up to Leeds, took them to Ellen Road, and he did exactly what Peter and David have been screaming for all season. He played a Bamianga. So, Peter, how did it go?
Oh my God!
And also,
oh my God!
It seems that the shades of Zidane had fallen on Ellen Road.
The shades of Zidane. Oh,
an ounce of his talent.
Yeah, none of their talent. Listen.
Oh my God!
You know we were talking about. You know we were talking about Spurs earlier. You know how we were talking about Spurs, right? With their 33% possession. That's exactly what Arsenal had at Ellen Road. How is this acceptable, people? How is it? It's not all about possession. I agree, but let me tell you something right now, blood. Yeah, Leeds, as I feared, took our trousers down. The only thing is no penetration, and for that, that's like they only got themselves to blame that they didn't win the game themselves because they should have won that game. We were getting our doors banged. We were getting our doors banged. If
you actually played like a big team, they would have won the game. The way that Leicester play is the way they play against Liverpool. When a team attacks them, they switch the play and their transitions are so fast. They throw 5 men forward at a time and they score goals. That's how they bagged 3 at Anfield. The problem is you lot never got forward. You have no attacking midfielders. You played Willock, Ceballos, and Xhaka, which is just like what's that
I
doing
mean,
for your strikers?
there was no choice. There was really no choice. We had no one else but to play them lot. With Partey out and Oneni out, you couldn't really do much about it. But the truth of the matter is, the thing that I feared the most, and is why Arteta was on that yellow card, and it's getting orange, and it's gonna get to the eventual point at some stage. When I called for this card, guys, I was being too rash, too harsh, too quick, too soon. The reason, and I'm gonna say it again for the lack of understanding, the reason I even brought it out in the first place was not because of the defeat, because what was that, the Leicester game? I think it was at the Leicester game I brought the yellow card out. It's because of the way we play. You know what I'm saying? The way we play is garbage, and it's not changing. And after that Villa defeat, what was so telling about his press conference? I think he did like an interview on BN Sports during the international break, and he said, you know, it's. I think it was the presenter or the interviewer was asking, you know, you're going to change things, blah blah, after a defeat like that, rare. And he goes, it's so easy to just chop and change things, but he doesn't want to do that. And from there, I was like, and this is like early in the international break, and I was sitting there like, we're actually doomed, bruv. We'll be lucky to get in Europe next season. I'm being serious. We'll be lucky to get in Europe next season. This side, our season's finished and it's over because of the way we play. Not because of necessarily the result, but the way we play and the way that we don't even look like a team that's trying to do something different. I don't know what happened from last season in terms of pre-COVID. I don't know where that's gone. Where is that team that I used to watch? I don't get what's going on now. Sure.
What do you think Aubameyang's lack of? Do you think he's not getting service period and that's why he's like on his drought? Or do you feel like he's just not being played properly regardless if he's on the wings or down in the centre? Because you think that it's very, very... You think the tactics have been very stifling and very poor.
I go one further. He's no longer playing to Aubameyang's strengths. Because even with the way he was playing, it was a bit odd, but then he fed him. Like post-COVID last season, he was feeding Aubameyang lunch, dinner, breakfast, a lot. He's getting nothing. He's on a Muslim fast and he's getting no goals. Do you know what I'm saying? It's taking penalties for him to score goals right at this moment in time. So my point is that the way we're setting up, I don't even get it. No one can tell me they get it. No one can tell me they get it because I can't see it anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? There's two Artetas since he's been at Arsenal. That's what's worrying me.
I hear that. Let me get to some of these comments that explain a bit of your frustration as well. Lola O said, "Nah, he did attack. I thought he did attack. I thought he'd do, but he decided to do stupidity in midfield, which is what I was explaining earlier." Ruben S. Shout out to Ruben S. He says no creativity in midfield. He also said shambolic. Shout out to Ruben. We'll be talking about your namesake a little bit later on, so stay tuned. Lola O also said it took a 19-year-old in Saka and KT to force anything to happen. Saka's getting a lot of love. SW6 also said Saka is an unbelievable player, catalyst.
And he's injured now. It was gutting.
Yep, injured.
Gutted about that.
Peter, your boy is in question again. It seems like a consistent thing in this pod. We get asked every single week by Lola. Bloodfire. Tell me what Xhaka did the whole game except lose the ball and pass backwards. Bun that. Do you know what?
So
glued to the bench.
So unfair on Xhaka. Why? Because Xhaka, if we're watching the game, Xhaka was clearing up after everybody's mess. Do you remember Ceballos sending the ball out for touch? You had Bellerin keep giving the ball away, Holding not standing where he's meant to be even standing. I didn't know what he was holding. Gabriel didn't have the best game. Xhaka, for me, was absolutely trying to sweep and clean every single mess there was. And of course, look, Xhaka's going to get caught out of possession. He's not quick. He's none of these things, right? Do you know what's so funny about Granit Xhaka, right? He needs to be in a team whereby he is actually the defensive playmaker, if that makes sense. The deep line playmaker. You know, if you've got like a 4-3-3 and you've got like a triangle and you've got two going forward and then there's one at the bottom. The bottom needs to be Xhaka. Why? Just to pick the ball from the defense and send it on its way. That's his best position. That's his best role. But at Arsenal, year on, season on, and this is why I think Xhaka gets so much stick for no reason, he's having to clear the shower of crap that is around him. No matter what the spoils are around him, somebody else is always messing up, and he's having to try and recover it, and he gets put into hospital situations, and he looks like the bad guy. The Leeds game, it was constant. I was watching players literally sending shots at Xhaka because he was destined to fail Sunday, whenever it was.
So do you think
honestly, Xhaka was harsh?
You think he's the right man? Everybody fit? You think he should be in the 3?
I'd have him at the deepest role. I wouldn't put Partey there. I'd put Partey a bit forward with El Neni or Ceballos. I don't care what you do there. And then you have Xhaka sitting behind that. He's just Gilberto Silva. You just take the ball from the defense and send it on its way. That is all. He shouldn't do anything else.
Lola wants to ship him back to Germany.
Fair enough. Look, yeah. To be fair, look. Arsenal's team is awful. It's bad. It's bad. And we saw it going forward. On the bench we had Lacazette and Nketiah. You know what I'm saying? We still somehow got Willian in this side, which I still can't, for the life of me, understand how he's even making the team at the minute. I couldn't understand it. And off at half time. Well, guess what? When you flown to Dubai and back. He was blowing at halftime. The halftime whistle went, guys. I swear to you, the first shot is him on his knees, not on his knees, but his hands on his knees, and he's blowing. I'm looking at this like this is scandalous. How is he allowed to go to Dubai and that's non-negotiable? Is that not non-negotiable? Explain that to me.
Well, when I heard the story that he went to Dubai, I assumed that he was sanctioned by Arsenal Football Club to have a couple of days off, and he went over there on business. Now, when you talk about him blowing, and I saw what you're talking about. He had his hands on his knees, like tired. Willian has been like for somebody who I watched him at Chelsea. He's been one of the most fit players. Like he's never misses a game. Willian's the kind of player that you play him Sunday, you play him again on Wednesday, you play him again the Saturday. If that's your schedule, he can play all 3. So I was very surprised at that. But I think you have to figure it out now, because especially with the suspension of a guy who we're going to get onto a bit later, he's going to have to play. But before we get onto him, this midfield conundrum has brought up a lot of comments. So Lola O has said they sent shots at Xhaka because he's the weakness, and the whole league knows it. Abdi065 said Arsenal's best 11. You can read it on the screen. Leno, Maitland-Niles, Gabriel Holding, Tierney. The main thing that stood out to me was he's gone for a midfield of Partey, El Neni, and Ceballos, and no Xhaka in that midfield. B Arsenal Guna has said Wenger played Xhaka in that position, that deeper position you were talking about, and it didn't work out. So that is the conundrum. Peter, how do you feel Ceballos performed, and is he that good enough to be?
He shouldn't be here. He shouldn't be here. He's not the man. It's not the one that's going to work out for us, unfortunately. It doesn't fit our system, doesn't fit our play. I really wanted him to do well. When we signed him, I felt brilliant. He had the first couple of good games at the start of his Arsenal career. We were loving him to bits. But, unfortunately, he doesn't create, he doesn't score, he doesn't tackle. So, I'm not getting anything from him in midfield, to be fair and honest with you.
Lola O said Ceballos wasn't brilliant, but he was trying to do things. I saw him driving forward. Xhaka did niche, not an attempt in sight. He never even asked for the ball, even when he's the deepest. Man,
bro, like you look at Leeds is damning. Leeds had 25 shots on goal. 25. I mean, this is scandalous. It's absolutely scandalous, and they were all coming from that final third in midfield, where they were just taking shots from everywhere, left, right, and centre. How did he score? I had no idea.
Bad third. Fantasy points. I was like,
bro,
come on, just give me one. That's what I want.
I tell you what, I brought him in my fantasy team because I said, well, look what he's got. Look what he's facing up against. I put him in thinking, you know what? At least if I get beat, I've got something to just. I got 10 points from him.
He's the only player that has not left my team since day one because he's been consistent. Again, just those 6 points. I was
honestly, as much as everybody wants to talk about Arsenal in this game, right? Bielsa must be pissed, must be very angry. Because in the first half, I was like, I think Leeds have missed an opportunity here. Because in the first half, they should have been goal. It should have been 2 comfortably. And I thought, you know what? If you give Arsenal enough time. But then I was saying to my dad, like my dad was talking about, second half, and I was like, Dad, Leeds are not gonna tire. They're gonna run at us until the 89th minute. Whereas us, we're going to be blowing, bruv. We're going to be hoping for the best. Then 5 minutes into the second half, Pepe,
Shall we talk about
Friggin'
it?
Pepe.
Let's talk about
Honestly.
Let's talk about
what?
Pepe. Let's talk about Pepe.
Oh, what is he doing? Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I said this on Twitter, but as soon as
Go on.
Gary Neville goes, "Ooh, you're in trouble,"
Bro, I was laughing at that tweet. I was laughing at that tweet. And it was like, yeah.
It's over.
When Gary Neville gives the all, you know you're in trouble. You're in big trouble.
When he says the referee's going to have to,
No, the truth is, bro, I let's be honest, I can't see him in an Arsenal shirt again in the Premier League, as far as I'm concerned. He had his opportunity. We all wanted Pepe to play. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, yeah? I don't like the way Arteta dealt with the situation after the game. I honestly, I'm anti the way he threw that guy under the bus. Like, he threw him in like it was a friggin' rally in America. He threw,
I can't lie.
when
He duppied him on the.
he duppied him.
What do you say?
Well, when the,
I don't know,
when the
maybe-
yeah, go on, Adrian.
I was going to say, maybe I'm being harsh here, but I feel like if a player makes a mistake, by all means, back him. But when a player does something as stupid and as idiotic as what Pepe has done, and Arteta didn't lie, he did cost his team the game.
He literally
Yeah,
said,
it-
he literally
it's
said
true.
like, he let the team down. He said, "Oh, everything was great until Pepe got sent off." He literally was.
And that's the
laying
thing.
into
You
them
see,
constantly. Yeah. He literally
No,
said that.
Spot on, mate. Spot
He
on,
said
mate.
everything
'Cause
was
at the
great
beginning-
until he got sent off.
Yeah.
Oscar, it was crazy. Yeah, it
That's
was crazy
nuts.
because the first time he was asked a question directly about Pepe, and he goes, "It's unacceptable," right? Said it was unacceptable, and what did you say to him in the dressing room? He knows it's unacceptable, right? Then Then they started talking about, you had some chances in, you were playing well with 10 men. Do you think your team performed well? He goes, "Yeah, we were performing very well until Pepe let us down." It's like, yo, dude, like, you shot him already, okay? You've killed the man already. Just leave. He's dead. Leave him. Just leave him alone. And he mentioned him again. The truth of the matter is, I think everybody, to a man, every Arsenal fan, I think whoever was on the last straw with Pepe it's completely gone. For me, let him play the Europa League games and leave him there, because and the problem with Arteta's way of disciplining and the way of sanctioning certain things, the way he's dealt with Guendouzi, the way he's dealt with Ozil, the way he's dealt with Socrates, little things here and there about non-negotiables, talking a good game, right? Now you're faced with a situation like Pepe. The Willian thing, he was faced with it and he started in the next game. I thought, this is interesting. What he does with Pepe is very, very interesting. And listen, I don't condone any racist tweets, any racist comments, nothing like that, right? But Arsenal had to come out with a tweet this morning and say, look, we do not condone any of the sort of the vile abuse that Pepe and Alioski was getting. And the truth of the matter is this, though, yeah? When Arteta said the things he said in that post-match, personally, it gave everybody fuel, because it's one of those ones where for the first time you saw the manager back you as the fan and say, what an idiot, right? Now, of course, there are vile people. I'm not excusing what vile people did. I'm talking about if the manager comes out and says, Pepe let the team down, it is unacceptable what he did. Bro, everyone that's going to be tweeting anti-Pepe tweets have been given license by Arteta, in my opinion, because managers don't do that. They don't set their own team like that.
I think he deserved to be scolded. Like, what he done was so stupid. Like,
publicly,
yeah, you did it publicly. You cost Arsenal the game. Like, at the end of the day,
did he cost us the game though?
There's 40 minutes left in the game. There's 40 minutes left in the game when he does that.
You have to ask the question, Peter. What were you thinking when Pepe did that?
I was livid, but the truth of the matter was I was never going to let that situation be the reason why we drew that game. Never. Because the reason why we drew that game, and we could have lost that game, we were lucky to not lose that game, is simply because of Mikel Arteta. Nobody else. I don't want to hear blaming on Pepe. Pepe doesn't help things, for sure. He doesn't help things. But at the end of the day, the way we set up at Leeds, we were getting our butts handed to for those first 50 minutes.
Was that classic Jose?
What, from us?
Where you deflect the situation?
Yeah, I mean, totally.
Nah,
Adrian, do you know what's worse here? Can I say what's worse? Arteta thinks we played well besides Pepe. And that, for me, is the alarm. That's where the alarm goes off. And I'm saying, no, you're a liar. Because you can't think that. You can't be thinking that.
All right, Pete, let me get through some of these comments, because obviously Arsenal is a very important talk.
And my new club, as you can see, Arsenal women, and on a shoot level, I legit watch Arsenal women. So this ain't banter, yeah. Van der Donk, Miedema, Kim Little. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Let me read some of the comments. There's so many Arsenal comments. I think the top 4 listeners care more about Arsenal than any other team, it seems, because
it's always the clown.
The comments fly in. I've been saying it. Play Nelson and Saka over Pepe and Willian. I think a lot of people agree with that.
Agreed.
We all know what Oba is about. You need to feed him or it's pointless. These lot are refusing to play balls in behind unless Luiz is playing or if Katie and Saka are forcing it. The rest are moving dumb. Abdi065 is becoming my favourite commenter. He said, Arsenal couldn't score in a brothel. They're an absolute shower of crap.
Facts. In a brothel. In a brothel, fam.
In a brothel.
I said in a red light, you
know? You're no gal, bruv. You're a dead guy, bruv. Move, man.
Oh, they're knocking on the windows.
They want the pee, fam.
Oh. Right, there's still a lot more. Lola O said Leno, KT, Gabriel, Saka, and Oba are the only ones that can be guaranteed for me. The rest are gone. I think one of those is a little bit.
Oscar, on that. Can I mention that? On that, yeah. Again, it's players like, your Willians are playing every single game. Your Bellerins are playing every single game. Players are getting, it's not the same level playing field for everybody. Everybody's getting different treatment. When you think about it, I'm not really his biggest fan. But Guendouzi, for example, is the kind of player Arteta actually wants. Does that make sense? In terms of how much he's so energetic, how much energy he puts into the team, how much he works hard for the team. He's a rat in a house. He is constantly moving up and down the field. You never know quite what he's doing. But look at these players that you're naming here. I agree with Lola that those are your bog standard right there. They should start. But other people are getting rewarded over certain players. Why? But carry on.
You're fuming today, bro.
It's just fed up of it, Oscar. I'm fed up with the season. Like I said, it's a legit shoot. I am an Arsenal women fan for the rest of the season. No, I'm done. You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. The season is over. The season's over. But Oscar, deep it, yeah. The season is over, and as soon as Arsenal fans get this, the better it is for us. We will heal better over the year. But the season's over. If we get in Europe next season, by the grace of God, that's all I'm going to pin that down on. Only by himself is the only way.
Is that the bottom line?
That's the bottom line.
Lola O said, I need Holding gone, that ball-headed loser. Bit harsh. Very harsh. B Arsenal Guna said Willian came to Arsenal to retire and just take the piss out of us. That is 100% true. I'll agree with that one. Saka should have scored, by the way. Still my start. KY though. What? Can anyone make sense of that?
Still my start.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, any stocks I had left in Pepe is gone. What kind of stupidity was that? That is probably one of the dumbest red cards you're going to see all season. You literally...
it's a red card. Like there's no two ways about it.
I mean, when I say dumb,
I'm seeing Arsenal fans. I'm seeing Arsenal fans saying, dive. The referees are, what I'm saying, cussing referee. Well, Arsenal fans, let's just keep it a buck. This guy's an idiot. What he did was an idiotic move.
Had some incompetent refereeing this season. This weekend, which we will get onto. But I don't think that was one of them.
Oh yeah.
Lola O says, I was kind of with Arteta. It was unacceptable, and Arteta said that. And I agree, man. You can't nut someone in the head and then expect your manager to not mention it. Yes, he's gonna.
No, I'm not saying don't mention it. I'm not saying don't mention it, bro. When he was asked about it, he said it's unacceptable. I agree. But then when they're talking about Arsenal's performance,
I'm speaking on behalf of Pepe. Like, if you are Pepe, you deserve every ounce of that, and you have to firm it. He put out a message on Instagram saying, "I'm sorry for my actions," and good. Hold the bench for 3 weeks. You don't deserve to play if you're going to do stupidness like that. Lola O said Arsenal looks better with Pepe off the pitch. I don't know if I can agree with that, but yeah.
Well, when Saka came on and Nelson came on, it was brilliant. They were really trying hard, so I'll give it that.
Yeah, she also said it wasn't even a bad foul. I can excuse that, but a headbutt, now you can hold your legs. Yeah, and that's it. Because if you do like a challenge from behind or two yellows, you can excuse someone playing the game and getting carried away. He headbutted someone, bro, and it wasn't even, you didn't even hurt the person, so you didn't achieve anything really. It was just so silly. As much as Arsenal got cornered, I think Arsenal had a couple chances. You know, what do you think about that?
Saka had a good chance.
Yeah. Saka and Aubameyang, how it wasn't a handball. So the handball rule is your arm and up here is all frigging handball, but your elbow's not. That's what I learned on the weekend. Another new rule with the handball rule. Absolute
yeah, something to do with the sleeve, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Absolute crap, Adrian. It's absolute garbage. But I didn't want to result back to paper over the cracks as well.
Arsenal had some chances, should have converted one. So basically, I think what they're getting at is the idea that you were saying it's completely Arteta's fault that the game wasn't won. And I guess maybe, you know, if you'd nicked one of those chances, you could have snuck away with a 1-0.
But the problem with sneaking with a 1-0, Oscar, is that they had 25 shots. I don't know. Was it like four or five on target? How many times they hit the post? Bro, we should have got... If Arsenal should have scored their chances, then guess what? We lose the game 4-1. Fine.
Yeah. I mean, but a lot of
it can't be one way and not the other.
But a lot of them came after 10 men. So it
should have been 2-0 at half time. It should have been 2-0 leads at half time.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Ruben S says, how we won the FA Cup season with that same squad, I will never know. So I guess he's an Arsenal fan then.
It's a good
well, you won the FA Cup because... No, let me not even...
Because Arteta played a different system. He played a different system. I don't know what this is. That's the reason, Ruben.
And he got very lucky. Let's call it spade a spade.
I mean,
nah, he deservedly won that.
No, he didn't get. Okay,
bro,
cool.
that Man City game and the Chelsea in the final as well.
Yeah, the final is what I was referencing. But let me not do sour grapes. Let me not do sour grapes.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Anything else?
But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. That performance is similar to Villa. Villa licked down shots like it was cash. Guys, you're gonna get this from Arsenal for the rest of the season, unless Arteta does change and adapt and say, do you know what, I can't do this anymore. Let me switch things up. But from time he said, I'm not looking to change things after the Villa defeat, there is your alarm. And the fact that he said that we played well, considering the Pepe red card, there is your alarm. So when you lot are ready to come over, I'll let you lot know. When I called for yellow card on Arteta, you lot got on me. And ever since then, he's not proved any of you guys anything.
Not an iota.
Yeah. There's no lying.
Arsenal women, bro.
Oluwadami Lola says they said Oba was better than Kane. You know.
Oh, well, as a striker in general.
Yeah, I guess the idea that Kane hasn't really done it. I mean, sorry, Oba hasn't really done it this season. But I mean, in fairness, if it was the beginning of any other season, Kane never scores in August anyway, so it's pretty much the same thing.
Aubameyang, listen, he's just a nasty son of a gun in the penalty area. Let him have the ball, boom. Kane seems to have developed his game. He's doing a bit more than just scoring goals. He's a very good football player, whereas Aubameyang is a lethal son of a gun striker that we're feeding him locusts and honey. Like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, Lola O says last 2 seasons he was better. I think he's talking about Aubameyang over Kane.
I think so. I think so.
But do you factor in Kane's injuries in that?
Yeah, Kane weren't fit. You know what I mean?
You can argue that. Yeah,
it's a good argument.
Yeah, it's a good argument.
Okay, should we move on?
Thank God, get out of this situation. Let's go to Old Trafford, where Manchester United. Holy smokes, Robin. I mean, a penalty to beat West Brom? Holla at me, dog.
Guys, this is nothing new.
Same old, yeah?
It is business resumed as usual.
Aside from that direct debit.
It's pretty much what I have not changed my stance in what we've had in the last 3 weeks, or the last 3 episodes of this podcast. We are consistently inconsistent. I've got my strikers that are not striking. My midfield's doing all right, and my defenders are actually getting a little bit better. So my main areas concerned are with my number 9 and number 10, who had multiple chances. Don't get me wrong, Sam Johnston had a great game.
He did.
He had a very good game.
Former
But there
Manchester
was-
United.
I know. He was trying to
Interesting.
prove himself. But yeah,
Interesting.
there were 2 chances where you look like literally, what do you call it? Martial should have scored twice, and so should a Rashford, especially that beautiful ball from Bruno that it went cross and hit Rashford into Martial. Yes, we got the pen again. Bruno's inevitable. You guys should know this by now.
Honestly, man.
And the argument with the West Brom situation, whether it was handball or not, I can see why they didn't give it. But if we're going by the rules of the game, what the rules of the game are, it should have been a penalty.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. SW6X London says, referee, Fergie made that call to the high priest again. That was
Honestly.
ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. When I saw it happen, I thought, okay, this is a penalty, but it looked kind of fishy. Then when they kept replaying it, I said, it's definitely a penalty. It's definitely a penalty. The only reason why that penalty was not given is because the sheer relentlessness of Bruno Fernandes. From the moment he touched him, he looked at the referee and he said, I got the ball, I got the ball, I got the ball. And he didn't stop saying to the referee, I got the ball. He said it to him like 15 times. He was in his face. There was no West Brom players around him. And he got in his head to the point where he felt like he needs to go check it on the monitor. Bruno is the reason why that penalty was not given.
You can't beat Bruno. And
you can't beat Bruno. The guy can't be stopped. No matter how dead he plays, you can't beat Bruno right now.
The thing is, though, with Bruno, and it makes me hate being part of United fan base because yes, he plays wild, and yes, he does a lot of dead things, but at the same time, he actually does a lot of good for us as well, and actually is our most consistent, actual trying player. Those passes that he's made in that game were actually decent. And you can't say that we didn't have attempts on goal. We had attempts on goal. We were approaching in
17.
their half the whole time. Exactly. So our issue in that game was clearly at Martial and Rashford. And Martial, who's been stinking for a while, I can't lie, I need to see Cavani starting now. Because when I see Cavani starting, yes, outside the box, he's not that great. But Cavani, I know, has a much more bigger threat in his goal. Same with Rashford. He's been, as much as he's been good at the start and he's got like a lot of goals and a hat trick, he's not helping Martial out at all. They're both in the box at the same time, and you can't have both of them there. I don't think it works that way. If you're gonna have Martial as another
the nation's favorite footballer,
I'm not saying Rashford gets benched because Rashford does more.
Fair enough.
Rashford's done a lot more than Martial.
Listen, bro, like Rashford deserves knighthood and first name on the team sheet forever. Forever.
But he deserves a stand. I think he deserves a stand.
The Marcus Rashford stand. The Rashford end. Holy smoke. The Rashford end. It's got a ring.
Rashford end. Yes.
Yeah, no, at least Rashford is assistant and actually trying to make things happen. Martial, I don't know what he does. It's this constant thing of inform, purple patch. But this purple patch is too huge to the fact that, a lot of comments were like, United fans are proud of what Martial's doing so far, and I was like, I don't know what United fan you're talking to, because ain't no United fan are proud of what Martial's done. Yeah, he needs to be benched, and I would like to see Cavani start in a few games.
Shout out to KM for that comment. He said Martial has been poor so far this season.
He's been poor.
What's interesting is when Cavani comes on, he always looks lively.
Exactly. I need to see a 90.
You see that, like, I think he makes Martial look bad, because when Martial's on, you think, oh, he could get a goal, he could not. Then you see Cavani come on, and Cavani's like, he's like a pinball in a pinball. He's just moving everywhere. You're just like, oh, so Martial was.
And you only see that for what, like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
For 20 minutes. So I need to see Cavani in the 90, and I feel like he would get a goal and all that stuff. But yeah.
Well, you guys play.
You got the penalty. You got the penalty, and Bruno got the goal.
I was going to say, Robin, you guys play Istanbul Başakşehir on Wednesday.
When I read that, I was like, I got reminded of the stupidity of that stuff.
The scandalous defending.
And you know when I've not had a haircut because obviously we're in the pandemic. I was like, I'll give myself my own haircut if I see stupidity again.
You know when it has to be bold, just full level, blood, no shape up. Take it all off.
Okay. How about this? If Manchester United lose to Istanbul Basaksehir, you will come live on the Top 4 podcast and shave your hair.
Absolutely.
You do it live.
I won't do it live. I didn't say I wanted to do it. I know.
Come on.
I don't give it to peer pressure.
Oscar, 100 likes. Oscar, 100 likes.
You said it.
100 likes, bro. 100 likes, people.
Normally, I would pull my hair because I need a haircut, but I'm not saying I'm going bald. That's what people said.
Whatever it is, whatever you want to do, skin fade, whatever you want to do, you will trim your hair live
the barber shop is opening next Wednesday, so it's calm.
Oscar, we need full MJ. We need Michael Jordan. We're not having No. I need Morris Chestnut. I need the beam plan. You know what I'm saying? Live on air.
Not. Absolutely
100 likes, guys. 100 likes.
100 likes. You can go bold. I ain't going bold.
100 likes, Peter. You'll go bold.
It's my scene.
But yeah,
it's my theme.
It was a thing of, we were decent in midfield. We were decent in defense. They had a couple chances. It's natural. De Gea did his thing. It was just we couldn't finish. And it's like, guys, as much as we've done well in the midfield and the defensive battle, it's West Brom. We should be preferring them. And you had the chances, and you weren't doing it.
Do you know what?
That's the annoying thing.
Their kit kept messing me up because over time I kept forgetting it's Norwich. And I was like, no, this is West Brom. What's wrong with Man United? This is West Brom. When it was Norwich, I thought like, oh yeah, Norwich played good football. But then when I'm realizing it's West Brom, it's a Slaven Bilic stricken West Brom. I'm like, yo, Man United, man, get the lead out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone should be beat.
That guy can't buy a lot. He can't buy a lot for love nor money.
His post-match was hilarious because his voice was gone. So I'm guessing he was bollocking that fourth official.
No, but in all honesty, I would be fuming if I was a West Brom fan.
They got screwed for two reasons.
They got screwed.
2 reasons.
Also, this is the second time as well.
Also, guys, let's talk about that penalty incident because I know the letter of the law, the keepers can't come off their line. And we know this. Yeah. Didn't De Gea get punished for that earlier on the season? Yeah, so we know that law. How fair is it on goalkeepers that you get players like Fernandes, like Jorginho, who run and stop before they run and then kick it? You're literally expecting the goalkeeper to anticipate their movement before diving. Isn't that unfair?
Yeah, it's very unfair.
It's unfair. I get it. And it benefits the penalty taker. Because if you can get the person to come off the line, then happy days, you have another shot. So I'm happy that, if that makes sense, that no one's proud of that performance. I'm good that no one's proud of that. They need improvement. But my gosh, United, my team is funny. That's what I can say. My team is, they're very funny. However, I'm very surprised that we're at the top half of the table.
Are you?
Yeah, we're top half of the 10.
Holy smokes. Jeez, how we back? Oh, bloody hell, what a time.
With a game in hand
to be alive.
It's like if we win the game in hand with 4 points off first, I was like, this can't be right. I was like, this is not what I've seen on TV.
You can't make it up, innit? Like, it's just ridiculous.
So, yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
SW6 said VAR shambles. Even a foul in the lead up to United's penalty was not checked. Yeah. I thought that was scandalous as well. Again, a foul on Conor Gallagher.
Bilic mentioned that.
Not allowed. Horrible. Lola O says, not going to lie, the pen rule needs to be straight run up or let keepers come off the line. It's harsh. You can't expect them to anticipate that. They have to dive. They have to pick a side. So how can you blame them for diving?
This lift.
But then, can you say by design, that's what a penalty is almost meant to be? That a penalty is meant to be a punishment in a sense, isn't it? So can you just argue that that's
a shot at goal? A free shot at goal is a punishment. You don't need to make it harsher on goalkeepers.
I
agree. I think it's ridiculous.
I think run-ups are run-ups. You can have many different types of things. That's fine. I think the coming off the line is a varied rule because Sam, he blatantly came off the line and jumped forward. So it's not like it was an iffy situation. it's just a hard truth.
again,
That's what I can
But
say.
he came out as Bruno's
but-
jumped in the air. It's like, what is he supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, Eli Manu is
Yeah.
saying goalkeepers guess anyway. And my point is, I understand that they guess. But if I'm anticipating your shot, then I'm going to guess and jump when I think you're going to shoot. If you pause before you shoot, then I've jumped before you've kicked it. I'm obviously off my line. Like there's nothing,
hasn't the rule
there's
always
nothing
been
I
that
can
way?
do.
The rule of penalties for the penalty takers, as far as I know, is that you can only go, you can stop and all that stuff, but you can continuously go forward. You can't go back, if that makes sense. That's always been the rule of penalties, I believe.
No, I don't think you can stop.
Yeah.
I think you're talking about two different things, though.
No, I'm saying, but
I thought
you can't come backwards again. You always have to keep going forwards. But you can
I hear that.
how far you go forward is always up to you. So I don't think this is nothing new. As long as you're
Now
going
you're
forward.
explaining the rule. But Oscar's
Yeah.
saying that it's a farce. That it's ridiculous what the rule is.
Not necessarily.
I don't. Yeah,
Because it's just using your
even
the rules
myself,
to the
I
advantage.
don't think it's a farce. But I think it puts keepers at a disadvantage because you can't dive before. You can't dive before the penalty's been kicked, and we don't know when the penalty is going to be kicked. So,
And the truth is, I remember Hazard, killer penalty taker, right? Always waited for that keeper. Always waited for him to go
he
first.
never used to hop. He would just go slowly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't
I
feel like
agree.
Hazard
Yeah.
was-
The hopping shouldn't
Jorginho
count.
thing,
Shouldn't be
the
allowed.
Jorginho thing and the Fernandes thing, as much as we like to see it sometimes, it is a bit unfair on goalkeepers, I just have to say. Let me get to some comments on Manchester United because there's a lot of them. Lola O said you can't beat Bruno. I already read that one out. Ellie Manu 93 says no other midfielders are putting up stats like Bruno. And
Bro, I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get
I
back
think he's
onto
great.
United fans. Yes, we all have those fan bases that take the piss out of their own players, but because United fans are not used to not being in this limbo or all that stuff, it's getting to a point where it's constantly seen that they want players purposely to do bad. Just so they can fulfill an agenda, like get Ollie out and all that stuff. And as much as we all know Ollie's not a great manager, it's really like ill-minded to want your players to do bad. I don't think anyone here would want any of their players to do bad. You all want your players to do well and players to do win, but to purposely celebrate your team losing or purposely celebrating your own players losing the ball or not doing their way or not scoring, I just think that's just terrible. And it's the one annoying thing I hate about Manchester United's fan base because they're too stubborn, they're too greedy, and they don't even know what they want anymore. They want to win, yes, but by their own ways and own wills, and it's not right. I don't think it's all. That's all I want to say on our fan base, really.
No, do you know what? I think I agree with you, and I think it's a seed in football that's a little bit disgusting. I get that idea that you want your team to play a certain way. And when you see your team not playing that way and they're winning, it's almost like you're rewarding bad behavior. So I do understand why some teams are like, I want this manager gone. So therefore, because I want him gone, I don't want us to win games. But you have to ask yourself, what are you a fan of, essentially? Like, you're a fan of the club doing well. So, when you're doing it to a specific player, I know Man United fans have done it with Bruno. I know Chelsea fans have done it with Mount. It's ridiculous. Like you've just got to end up saying like, what am I here for? What am I doing? Like, root for your team. If you want your team to fail, then you're essentially not a fan. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But would you then say that they're sort of sacrificing short-term wins for longer-term gratification? So
not necessarily.
What I mean by that is
because we
essence,
all know where we're going wrong and how that can be easily be rectified. But how you take that, how you manage to get to that rectification is what's the problem here. Let's say you wanted Brendan Rodgers out and all that stuff when he was not performing well. Would you suddenly want Liverpool to constantly start losing to get that manager out? Or would you not stop celebrating goals scored? Because that's what Man United fans are doing. They're hating the fact that we're scoring goals. For example.
Now, you man, I'll keep it a buck, and I'll be totally honest, because I saw some potential in Brendan, so I won't use that example. But with Roy Hodgson, that was dire and essentially we were prolonging the suffering. So when Gerrard missed that penalty against Blackburn or whatever it was, it was like put the old dog out of its misery and go and do something else. Do you see what I'm saying? So like, obviously nobody likes losing, but I think the prevailing wisdom is that you can lose in this moment to win. Like sometimes you can lose the battle to win the war, kind of thing. And I think for a lot of United fans, they want Ole out. They don't think he's good enough to win the league. They think Pochettino is good enough to win the league. Ultimately, the only way you can get there is by losing games of football. So it is tough because obviously you don't really want to say that you want your team to lose, but I can see the logic in it.
I'm very lucky in this conversation because my club lets managers win the league and they still get sacked the next season anyway. So if I don't like them, they're probably going to.
You have a very good board.
We have a ruthless SOB. Let me read some more comments. Talk of the town is obviously Marshall.
I thought he was going to segue. I thought we were going to go to friggin' St James's Park. Oh
yeah, right. We'll go shortly. It's a nice segue. But
it would have been a nice segue, but there's hella comments, bro. Lola O says,
"Big up the comment crew, by the way, man. Big up everyone commenting."
Now you want to big them up. A second ago, you would segue away from.
I didn't. I thought you were going. Ask Adrian. I thought you was going.
Okay, Lola O said Martial has been missing sitters both internationally and domestically. Oh my god! Wait, did he score for us this weekend or last week?
Nope.
I mean, weren't there like 6 games?
He started all of them, well, except the last one because he had a back injury. But again, he was missing. So,
oh dear.
You guys, quick quiz.
Go on.
So obviously, Anthony Martial, he's been playing football for a long time. How many international goals for France has he scored?
1.
I know.
It's 1, I believe.
I bet it's an own goal.
No, it's a legit goal, but it's 1.
It's a legit goal, but it's 1. And 1 goal, yeah. I remember there was a period of time where we sat and had a long field argument about why France picked Giroud over Martial, and you guys were telling me, "Oh yeah, Martial should definitely go to the World Cup," and they picked Giroud and they won the World Cup. So, yeah.
But Giroud didn't score.
Yeah, but he played a part, didn't he?
How many shots on target did Giroud have the whole competition?
He didn't.
How many World Cup winners medals did he get?
Shall we bring up Karim Benzema's argument again?
No, but Benzema's a different thing. Benzema's better than Giroud. I'm never arguing that.
Well, Benzema's a weird story. It's got Matthew Bella, Valbuena, all sorts.
Let me continue. Martial hasn't had a run of games / no pressure season. He is a better player than Rashford.
True, but I would hinge my hope on Rashford over Martial personally.
Rashford is the hope of the nation, not just Manchester.
No, can I be honest?
The hope of the world.
You see this Martial thing? I've always been of the opinion it's imaginability, it's potential. Like, aside from like last season was probably the first holistic season you'd say this guy's delivered in some capacity. Like, when is the conversation gonna be had that he's not as good as people think he is?
I'm already there.
I think that's what's happening right now, to be honest.
Like, is he good enough to lead Man United to the Premier League? Is Anthony Martial a Premier League winner striker?
We know how football Twitter works. As soon as things go wrong, the comments will stop.
I don't think we should lead into that. I 100% agree with you, Robin, but I don't think we should lead into that. The reason why I still think we should be looking at Martial as one for the future is simply because last season he scored 17 league goals when he got the run of games that, you know, everyone was talking about. Can he get? Yeah, when he had Bruno playing behind him, he finally found form and it was looking good. This season it hasn't started well, but guess what, guys? He's 24 years old. He's got bags of talent. The guy can finish.
25 next month.
For real?
Talk, Adrian.
I'm just saying.
He's 24 to
Listen,
25.
Oscar, Mourinho wasn't wrong. That's what I'll say on that comment. That's all I'll say about Martial.
What did Mourinho say? That wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. Watch his actions.
What wasn't he wrong about? What wasn't he wrong
his
about?
actions. I'm saying his actions
about not playing him.
I don't want to spill it out. Like
him not playing Martial and Rashford.
If Mourinho didn't want to play Martial, that's fine. That doesn't mean Martial ain't going to be a top striker in the next 3-4 years. So, like, let's
Adrian asked the question.
We all know the quality the guy has.
When do we give up? I'm there. I've called time on him.
Give up. I ain't giving up. Robin, have you given up
he
on
joined
Martial?
when did Martial join? 19 years of age.
Yeah,
you want to talk about him
24.
being 25 next month? Yeah, you want to talk about him? So he's been there 6 seasons.
And he scored 17
Right
last
then.
season. He's playing number 9.
Right then.
No penalties, no free kicks. All open play goals. He scored 17.
Doesn't matter what the goals are. I don't care about how you score. What I care about is that you score.
Okay.
Also, don't get me wrong. 17 is a great feat. It's not 25, and it's certainly not 30. You know what I mean?
He was 23.
Thank you.
He was 23. Let me add some more comments. In keeping with the number 9 situation at Manchester United, Lola O has said, I doubt Cavani can play a full 90. The question I was actually going to ask you, Robin, is on Wednesday, do you think Cavani would start that game, or would it be Martial getting confidence minutes?
Igalo fan.
Oh yeah, Igalo.
Igalo is not touching the pitch anytime soon.
Cavani's full of protein. Cavani's is full of beans, blood. Them knee joints, they are oiled up. He's got all the protein in the bag, fam. He's got 90 minutes in him, bro. He's gonna do 90 minutes.
You won't see Igalo until the League Cup.
Okay.
Are you still in that?
Yeah.
Who you got?
No idea.
We got Man City, so see you later.
Donny van der Beek still getting trust minutes.
My man's getting recovery minutes, blood. He's getting recovery.
I don't know. Like I said, we've had this conversation. I don't want to restart it.
Yeah. Lola O also said United goal difference is like -1, similar to Palace and Arsenal. Wow, you guys are conceding more than you're scoring. That's not good news. Wow. A couple more comments on Bruno Fernandes. SW6 London says Bruno has single-handedly kept United alive since he arrived.
You, fam. Trust me.
Lola O says Bruno plays a hero ball and takes all the set pieces, so his stats are better. And because the rest of the team is ass, he gets more shine. He's good, but I don't think he's levels like that. I mean,
yeah, that's a perfect summary in my opinion.
I do think he's levels though. I agree with Lola's first parts, but I do think he's levels.
I think he's levels. I'm not saying he's world class, if that's what you're trying to argue.
No. He's a top player.
Top player.
I don't get what any of that means. Like, I don't really get what any of that means. The idea that he takes all the set pieces is because he's better at all the set pieces than anyone else. And when he scores goals,
it's a compliment to him.
Yeah, when he scores goals that aren't set pieces, it's like, all right, they beat Everton the other week and he scored, no set pieces involved. So now what?
His goal against Newcastle, unbelievable.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think the argument is like, or the point rather is like, Bruno can genuinely drop a 3 out of 10 performance, and he's done it a few times. But that
still gives you a goal and an assist.
He's got a penalty.
He's still got 2 assists, isn't it? Yeah.
He's got 2 goals and 2 assists.
I mean?
Yeah, but that's mad funny to me, because when I tell you that Martial scored no penalty goals, no free kick goals, you don't care. But when Bruno's scoring those goals, you want to use it to criticize him.
Because
he shouldn't be criticized. Bruno should not be criticized.
He should not be criticized. As I said, but our fan base is football many things that is not good. So
but watch. But I think let's watch the game with our eyes as well. Like if a player is developing an absolute stinker, and the only way he can score is from 12 yards when nobody else is allowed in the box, I don't think that's a sustainable way of playing football, bro.
But he's not just doing that. But a lot of people think he's not. You said it yourself, Adrian, literally 2 minutes ago, that he's scoring out of on-field plays as well, and good ones as well as that. It's not like it's just penalties and that's it, or set pieces and that's it. He actually does things and assists a lot. So
I think he's a good player.
This whole Fernandes thing and all that stuff, it's funny because every time he scores a goal, it's just tears on the timeline. It's hilarious. But a lot of people give him a lot more stick than what he actually is, and he's a good player.
Good.
He's a good player.
I agree with that. I think people say that he's not a good player. It's ridiculous.
I think it makes Paul Pogba look so bad This Bruno Fernandes situation makes him look even worse at Man United situation.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. I think that's why Man United fans get onto him, because they've so mentally attached to Pogba that when he gets compared to him, they have to bring Bruno down in order to bring Pogba up. Ellie Manu 93 says, even without the penalties, Bruno is putting up better contribution stats than De Bruyne and the like. I don't know how true that is.
This season,
true,
probably.
Man.
This season, probably.
I think it's true.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Okay. Lola O said, basically, Ollie is cutting until United go on a consistent run of bad games. The board have shown that. Ollie isn't cutting, sorry. Yeah,
Ollie's going only when Manchester United can no longer qualify for Champions League. That's when
Exactly.
That's what Man United always do. It's their way.
Football out. Salim Issa, I don't know
that.
what you meant by that, but he just said football and then he said out after it. Ellie Manu said what he said before. Martial is better than Rashford, just needs more games to get up to speed. Lola said, I rate Martial, but I think the hype is higher than he can reach personally. I'm taking him in a heartbeat. Yeah.
But Lola, let's be fair. Let's keep it a buck. If you're taking him at Arsenal, we're gonna get one good game in 5 from him. That's just the bottom line. That's the problem with him. You get 1 in 5. 2 in 5. I'll be 2 in 5. Fine. 2 in 5.
Okay, KM, shout out to KM. He said Bruno is the main man, period. You can't downplay what he did when he arrived, which is why so many people rate him. Eli Manu says high risk, high reward player.
We know this.
Alexis Sanchez. Yeah.
Oluwadami Lola says he is the most informed, but does he make others better? ? Does he need to hold some of the blame for the inconsistency? Well,
it's an interesting question.
That's an interesting way to phrase it.
Look at the West Brom game. I would disagree with you because he generally tried to help his strikers score. The strikers weren't just putting out. But it all depends.
He had a good game against West Brom.
But it all depends what he's trying to do, because at times he just kick the ball into random spaces where no one's there, and he just lose the ball constantly. So I think it all depends on who were playing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes the players that are playing against him play his advantage, and other times it makes him look weak. But I don't think he is the main form of inconsistency. If anything, he's the only consistent player in our team.
He does what he does almost every week.
Yeah.
He spams crosses. He does 40-yard Hail Mary balls, and he'll score a penalty. So,
it's a great question, though. It's a great question because it makes you think about Man United as a whole. And what fans do too often, it's narrow. It's very narrow-minded. Oh, it's this player, it's that player. Right. It's just Ollie. But when you look at the team, I think he has got an inch to blame. I think he's got like 2% out of the rest.
Lola O said no. Martial is better than Pepe and Willian, who will give you 1 in 10. And KM said 1 in 5. That's a better ratio than Ober and Pepe. Those two seem to think.
So we should just take it, shall we?
Martial, well, yeah, you bite your hand off for Martial, a player of his quality.
I'm not biting quick.
At 24 years old. Salim Issa clarified his statements. When he said football out, what he meant was we need another lockdown without sports. He also said Arsenal and Sheffield United are stressing me out. We will get on to them. We'll get on Sheffield United a little bit later.
No. Before we move, I'm sorry. I want to give praise to Alex Telles. I thought he had a great game. I thought he was doing what a left back should. No,
Robin.
No, you need to understand.
Nothing.
You need to understand this.
Wait, hold on.
I'm going to finish. He done his job. He needs to understand my left back has been Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams.
That's fine.
All right. So for me to see that a left back doing competent things for consistently 90 minutes, winning all his draws, and I can bring back the stats, doing what he needs to do, basic football. And you need to say, and before you give me that, let's go back to Istanbul and tell me about basic defending and all that stuff. If you could give me that, you've made progress with me, and for that I can give you a cap on. Yes, he could do a lot better, all that stuff, but he had a decent game.
Do you know what? Yeah. You know what? I was. You make great points. He did what he had to do, and I was gonna rip him to shreds. Yeah, because let's be honest, it was a West Brom side that didn't really challenge. what's his name? Lola O said Telles did nothing. I haven't seen Shaw do this game. Let him play a bunch of games first. I was gonna go in, but then I realized my left back did against West Brom, so I can't really say much here. But the issue that I have is you can see they worked on a few things in the training ground. Bruno Fernandes wants to take a free kick. He wants to ping it to Alex Telles, and he wants to volley it in the back of the net. But you can't try it twice in a game and think it's going to work. He hit the stands, row Z, 2 different times. Come on, mate. Come on.
But
that was banter. That was banter.
Oluwadami Lola said exactly. I don't know what.
I think he was saying. I think he was talking about comparing Alex Telles to Brandon Williams and Luke Shaw.
Yeah, man.
He's only played 2 games, by the way. So I agree with Lola that we need to wait and see. But
I'm sure he's going to be great for Man United, but I feel like he's going to put in some top performances, and we're not praising him for that. Let's move on, guys.
Can we move on?
Yeah, finally.
Now check this. Yeah, I didn't realize that Tottenham 33% possession, Arsenal 33% possession this weekend wasn't the lowest possession this weekend. No, ladies and gentlemen, Newcastle with 29% at home to Chelsea. Bloody Nora. Oscar, is Chelsea strong contenders for the league title this season?
Well, I think you have to say we are. I'm not going to say I'm not. I don't think Chelsea are going to win the league. I'm not there yet. But I think if we don't go close, I will be very disappointed in the boys, because I just think our squad is superior on so many levels. Like, we're talking about having 2 top tier players out, the City and all that lot, yeah. But we haven't seen Havertz for a while now. We haven't seen Christian Pulisic for a while now. We come back from international break and it's like we haven't missed a beat. Everything was flowing. The machine was oiled. We were passing left and right. The fullbacks were fullbacking. The midfielders were midfielding. The strikers weren't striking, though. That was an issue.
The strikers are not
Timo Werner.
One was striking. Okay, so let's talk about Timo Werner, because he did have a terrible game. He had in the first half, he had 2 chances that he should have scored, one of which was a sitter. It was a complete sitter. He's got a slot at home. He didn't do that. Then in the second half, he has another sitter opportunity. He decides to pass it, and he misplaces the pass. It was pathetic. I was thinking, what's going on, Timo? Like, it didn't really. It wasn't
needs
really
some paracetamol from that Germany game, bro. Because I'll tell you what, flipping hell. That's exactly where it was. That Germany game. That's where it comes from, my friends.
Oh, dear.
But one thing I do have to say is that even in a game where you're playing terribly, Timo Werner still takes the ball from his own half, runs 40 yards, takes 3 defenders out of the game, and plays an assist into Tammy Abraham, to which he can't miss, and he slots home the goal that eventually settled the game, and Chelsea win 2-0. I can't have any real complaints about Chelsea's performance. We were in fine form again. And yeah, everything's looking really, really good. Some of the contenders are backing that up. Boss Endo said Chelsea are contenders. Peter is a hater. Don't listen to him, Oscar. Don't let him brainwash you. His team is 11th. Oh, I know. I know.
How am I a hater? How am I a hater for saying Liverpool are going to win the league? That's a bit harsh.
No, I just think you're a hater in general. And I think Boss Like Endo has figured that out by listening to this podcast a few times. Maybe not by what you said just then.
Interesting.
Adrian's looking at his comb, apparently.
SW6 said Adrian looking at his comb like it's the last beer of the night.
Bro, he's sitting pretty, fam. He's sitting pretty. You know them ones, fam. Your last 2 years have changed your life. Champions League, Premier League.
A lot of people need to understand when we started this pod, 5-6 years ago.
Oh, the hell that Adrian was going through.
Adrian was going through.
I wish we could go back to 2015, 2014, 15. Oh God, what a time to be alive.
I don't.
Brilliant though, brilliant. Lola O said.
Balotelli and funny things like that. That's remarkable.
Balotelli. Lola O said, I see second or third for Chelsea. Chelsea are contenders by virtue of quality of the league, but are contenders by virtue of the quality of the league, but they are good for me. I think we're really good. I think we're really good. And one of the things I think about us is that, like, if you're playing Chelsea, who do you stop? Who do you mark? Who do you try? Who do you say? You know, Lola said if we take Vardy out the game, you can beat Leicester. Who do you take out the game for Chelsea?
For me, it's Mason Mount.
It's either Mount or Kante.
Bro, you guys are saying Mount. Mount is the last people on most people's lists.
They got match winners.
Mount
They
is
do
the
have
last
match
people
winners.
on most
All right, cool.
people's
Take Mount,
lists.
Ziyech, Werner, Abraham.
Havertz hasn't got going yet. Pulisic hasn't got going
Pulisic.
yet.
It's a
You know,
freaking
this-
stacked squad, man.
We're
Bloody hell.
stacked.
Like,
We're
we
stacked.
need to remember to understand that Chelsea were the only team that invested in the summer.
Like heavy as well.
Yeah,
But- and the
Heavy.
truth is, you know what,
Heavy.
if I was a Chelsea fan, do you know the only thing I would wish for this season? If
What's
if there's a little bit of the jigsaw missing, it's simply a better manager. And it's not a disrespect to Frank Lampard. I'm not trying to diss him, Oscar, on a serious level. I'm not even trying to diss him. But if Chelsea had a manager where you could say, yeah, there is some stacks with this guy, then for me, Chelsea is clearly them and Liverpool for the title. It'd only be a 2-horse race. But because it's Lampard, I'm skeptical, guys. I'm skeptical.
Do you think that's harsh? Considering like he hasn't got a body of work.
No, like I said, it's not a critique on him. It's because he hasn't got a body of work. I'm skeptical.
Okay.
Do you catch my drift? I'm not saying he's good enough. You know my thoughts on Lampard anyway. But his team is so good. But I do think, you know, he's up against Klopp, he's up against Mourinho, and up against Pep. That is a tough battle in and of itself.
From a footballing perspective, I understand what you're saying. If you're the chairman of Chelsea Football Club, then I understand exactly what you're saying. But the first thing you said was from a fan perspective, and I think I've seen my team win the Premier League. I've seen my team win the Champions League. I've seen my team win everything in club football apart from the World Club Championships. But there will be nothing greater. Hold on. There will be nothing greater for me as a fan than seeing Frank Lampard lift that Premier League as manager.
That's not what I'm saying.
5 of the academy players in there. And I don't think that...
That's not what I'm saying.
Well, I get what you're saying, but you said as a fan, and I'm telling you as a fan, I don't care. I want to win the league with Frank Lampard as manager of Chelsea. I don't care.
So you're telling me that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is you're telling me that you would not like to at least have some sort of rubber stamp manager where you could be like, say you had Poch. You're not gonna.
I believe in Frank. Okay. Why would I swap Poch for Frank Lampard when Poch hasn't won anything?
Poch is better. Because Poch is better. It's a stupid question. It's a stupid question. Stupid question. Stupid question. Poch is better than Lampard. Poch is a stupid question. How dare you? Poch is better than Lampard. Poch is better than Lampard.
Either. Bro,
it's not about winning. It's Frank Lampard's got 2 years of management under his belt. 2 years. And
what did
just answer my question?
Hold on. What did Robin say at the beginning? He said Chelsea the only team that have been backed this season. Do you know what happened last season? Lampard wasn't backed at all, and he got us in the Champions League. And
his
the only
team
reason
was the 4th best team in the league. His squad was the 4th best team in the league. He did what he was supposed to do.
That's not what you were saying. That's not what you were saying this time last season. That's not what Energy said this time last season.
Oh,
that's
whatever,
not what Energy
Oscar,
said
man.
this time last season.
Whatever. I said to you that. I said to you literally, Chelsea should have been in the top 4 because they're the 4th best team last season. They should have been in the top 4.
I know that's what you're saying now, but you weren't saying that this time last season.
Oh, cut it out, man. Whatever. I said that last season.
Going back to Oscar's thing, who'd you mark? I don't think either Mount or N'Golo Kante.
Yeah.
Because N'Golo Kante is still that player that makes the whole team tick. You take him out, and then I think Chelsea are issues. And the only other thing is that Mendy has been doing well for you, so the goalkeeping situation is somewhat sorted. It's still waiting to be tested properly. But that's been that's been somewhat.
But my point is
Kante.
Kante is saying that I 100% agree with you on Kante. By the way, my point in saying that was SW6. It says, "Trust me, without Kante, it's all over." Bosslight Endo said, "How many times have I said this? Kurt Happy Zuma is top 5 centre backs in the league." I don't know what he's IMCR. I don't know what that means. Oluwadami Lola has said, "You take out Mendy and you're safe." Look, there's so many areas of danger for Chelsea on that pitch that we are a team that when we're at full pelt, when everybody's at full strength, you can find different max winners in any pocket of the game. The other day it was Tammy Abraham. Not many people would have said him. So I'm just delighted for where we are at the moment. And I think Frank Lampard has proven himself to do well so far in the job. So yeah, I'm not at the moment looking at anyone else for that role. SW6S London said all of the players you named are non-defensive. Trust me, no Kante, it's all over. I mean, no Thiago Silva, it's all over. You know what I mean? So
the truth of the matter is Chelsea won't win the league because of their manager. That's just the truth of the matter. It will be because of that situation.
I mean,
compared to everybody else,
okay,
that will be the problem. If Chelsea had a good manager, they are strong contenders for this title, but they don't.
I was told all of last season that Chelsea won't get top 4 because of their manager. So
Correct.
We'll wait and see. We'll just wait and see.
You definitely won't win the league for damn sure.
Lola O said Pulisic is another possible crock, by the way. Get a run and then injured. Yeah, he's very young though. He's very young. I remember when Chelsea had Ian Robben, and he was very injury prone when we had him. He left Chelsea. Those injuries didn't seem to hamper him as much as they did in his younger career, and he went on to have a great career. I hope Pulisic is in the same vein. He's back.
You have to sell his hairline for his fitness.
Oh my gosh.
Good grief. Do you know?
Oh
Iron Robin just.
You can't disrespect Robin like that. I'm sorry,
just got
Adrian.
cancelled.
That's rude.
By that comment, he was cancelled. That is as bad as cancelling someone. You just cancelled. You just cancelled Iron Robin. You've just cancelled him. Good.
That's rude.
Grief.
That's insane. That's insane.
Man. Do you know what? When my hairline starts receding, I'm not going to be anywhere near Adrian, bro. Or I'm busting cap all day long.
You know, Adrian's just going to be tweeting about your hairline. This is disrespectful. This is disrespectful.
All day long.
Bosslat Endo says, incredible. He meant to say incredible earlier. Right. He also said, Reece James is the complete package for Chelsea. Yeah. No complaints there for Reece James. I think he's fantastic. Bosslat Endo said, Peter sticking it all over Oscar. He's sticking it on Lampard, and that's consistency of him.
I wasn't sticking on Lampard. See what I'm saying? That's how I know you don't listen, bro. It's how I know you don't listen, bro. It's how I know you don't listen. It's how I know you don't listen.
You said Lampard's not good enough.
Am I sticking on Lampard? Here's the comment I made. Stop talking. Here's the comment I made. That if I'm a Chelsea fan, the only missing piece is that I wish I had, you know what I'm saying, a rubber stamp manager, somebody that you know can win you stuff, right? And that was all. I was saying it's not a diss to Lampard. Like Adrian was asking, was that a bit harsh? I'm saying no. It's the fact that there's no experience, that I can't depend on him. That was it. That was it. You're not going to win the league because of Lampard. But that's not because Lampard's crap, even though I don't think he's that good. But he's up against Klopp, Mourinho, Pep. No chance. No chance. He'll be out of his depth by the end of the season. He'll be out of his depth.
Wait for it to be seen.
And his plaster at the back is Mendy and Thiago. And you don't have the nerve to talk about African goalkeepers. I can't believe I'm even hearing any of it. I saw a tweet go out the other day. Hold that spam. No, because the thing is, yeah. No.
Who did you vote for in the last election? Oh man, this agenda is mad. It's got like 7 clean sheets out of 9.
What I'm saying is that, like, it came up all of a sudden about, you know, obviously Mendy's got his clean sheets in it. Yeah, big up to Mendy. But then it was like African goalkeepers, plural. I'm looking at this tweet like, excuse me? Like, can we pump the freaking brakes? A minute ago, nobody wants to talk about Tottenham being in the title race, especially Oscar, because there's 9 games in, they ain't played no one red tear. But we want to talk about Chelsea being up there after 9 games, and they're behind Tottenham and Liverpool. Just calm down. Calm the flip down.
First of all, you've made the same error you made last time when you come at me. When I tweeted African goalkeepers, I didn't say Mendy's is going to be, you know, player of the season. Mendy's going to do something. I said I spoke about what Mendy has done. Mendy has kept another clean sheet. That's what he's done.
I'm talking about a tweet. I was talking about the African goalkeepers. That's it. It wasn't even you that tweeted it, you mug. It wasn't even you moron. It wasn't top 4. It was from somebody. It was from Sam. Big up Sam. It was from Sam before.
Yeah.
Retweeted it.
Exactly. We got hits all over.
So what I'm saying is that your plaster for your very top heavy team, and as people are saying in the comments, you knock out Kante, then there's a problem. Your plaster is 36-year-old Thiago Silva or 37 or whatever pension and age he is, and Mendy. Don't worry, guys. The gas will run out by May. Don't worry, it'll be gone.
Peter, why are you hating on the motherland, man?
I mean, that's question everybody's asking.
Listen, I don't know. I just deal with facts. I deal
Why
with
you
facts.
hating
Lola O said, Peter, what's your problem? Why are you hating on the African? Think up, my brother. She said,
See,
my
why
brother.
are you hating? This is it, yeah? Why are you hating on the African? This is the problem with social media.
Bro, I need to call
I
Dr. Umar. This is ridiculous.
I don't get Umar on my case, bro. I'll be cancelled, fam. I'll be over. I'll be done.
It's true.
He'll ask me, yeah, what team do you support and what colour is your goalkeeper? He'll be like, oh,
What
damn
colour
it.
is your goalkeeper? Is Peter, my guy, is it that time of the month, G?
Bro, it's come twice this month, fam. Listen, it will roll out, bro. It will roll out.
He said, Peter's too funny in rage mode. We need an Arsenal win. That's what he's saying.
Bro, the
SW
season's
said,
done.
"Damn,
That
man,
season's
Oscar
done.
and Peter, are y'all friends?
They're more than
listen.
friends.
Listen, listen.
Look,
They're more than friends. They're family.
look, this is it. This is how I feel, and I think anyone can understand how I feel when I spell it out the way it is. Yeah, Frank Lampard was criticized as a manager the day he set foot in Chelsea, and everything people labeled on him before he was a manager, they said Chelsea are never making top 4. And Peter, you can deny it all you want, but people said with the squad, the squad wasn't good enough, and Lampard wasn't good enough. Yeah. Also, when we've done
garbage.
this podcast,
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
I never said you said it. I said people said it.
Good. So don't say, Peter, you can deny it. Because
Okay. But on this podcast,
stick to me then.
You did say one thing. You did say is that Chelsea won't make top 4, and we did with Frank Lampard. So there's that.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
No, hold on,
you made it by the skin of your teeth on the last game of the season. Congratulations.
Hold on.
And you know that's because of Leicester. And you know you made it there because of Leicester. And you know that full well it's because of Leicester, not because of Chelsea.
Yeah,
and you know it.
It's because it's because we had a transfer ban, and we played a bunch of young kids that we didn't know the ability of in the Premier League level. And Frank Lampard was able to coax good performances out of those kids and gets pretty much no credit for it. But yeah,
carry on.
Let me go. Oluwa Dami Lola said, would you take Arsenal over Lampard? Would you take Arteta over Lampard because he won something? Are you asking me that, or
I have none of them? You shouldn't have any of them.
Well, who would you take? The question is, who would you take?
None. I can say none.
So, all right.
He just doesn't
That's how I feel about the pair of them. No, on a real, it's how I feel about the question.
All right.
What about you? Who would you take?
I'll take Lampard.
Get off his bum, man. Flipping. He's not won nothing. At least Arteta's won something.
Yeah, and okay, cool. I'm not. Yeah, she also says, leave Poch out of it, I beg. Yeah.
Did you say she?
Well, I don't know, innit? I don't know. It could be a he. Am I wrong? I don't know.
Dami's both man and woman.
I'm not well versed in Nigerian names because Lola is also female, innit? So I don't know. But Oluwa Dami Lola could well be a man. He or she, innit? Let us know your pronouns, innit? If you SW6X London says, I think the difference is if Chelsea have a Liverpool situation, won't be the same outcome. That's why Chelsea aren't in it for me, just as a fan. Yeah, for real. By the way, I've never said Chelsea are going to win the league. I don't think we are. I think Chelsea are going to challenge for the title, and I think I would be disappointed if we weren't 10 or 15 points higher than we were last season, and that for me is in a position to push for the title, 80 points or above that. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want from Chelsea this season. SW6X London says, Adrian talking that talk because he's the WWE champion right now.
Damn right.
Damn right.
He's the friggin' man.
This is it, man. I'm the tribal chief. I'm the head of the table.
Oh, man. By the way, Roman Reigns is so mage.
Roman Reigns.
I've been telling you. Lola O says, I don't think it's damning to say Lampard can be replaced. He's a good manager, but he's been blessed with quality. He's been blessed with quality last season and even more quality this season. I get the point. Okay, cool. I'm just going to leave that one because I'm not getting into it again. He's blessed with quality last season.
That's the point I was making. That's all it was.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Tammy Abraham, who nobody saw in the Premier League before.
Compared to the league.
Nobody saw in the Premier League before. Willian, who plays for Arsenal, who can't have a good performance.
Compared to the league. 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 Whatever, man. Whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Shall we move on?
Well, the Arsenal Gooner says, what you want is not available. Would be nice if Frank won the title for you at some point this season. His inexperience will show. Boss Like Endo says, you can tell Peter doesn't like Oscar being his brother. You're looking for online more than Kazi.
It's not bullying. It's not even bullying. It's not even bullying.
I can't lie. If we showed this on TV, if we showed these to what's that company that judges online like TV shows? I can't remember, but
what you been framed? About?
No. So like the Big Nasty show, they said there's certain things they can't say or do because they'll get wrapped up for it. Yeah, I can't lie. This might be a little bit more. Yeah,
I've we'll look it off.
We can show this to Judge Mayfist.
They'll lock it off still.
They'll lock man off, bro.
The thing is, yeah, this issue with like I don't. For me, it's not even a Peter issue. It's the whole of social media and how people react to Frank Lampard. I just think he doesn't get any credit for anything he does right. People consistently point out the things that he gets wrong.
I agree.
And he gets a lot wrong. And I'm the first person to come on this podcast and say he needs to sort out the defense. He needs to sort out our set pieces. We're not creating chances properly. He's not playing Hudson-Odoi. He's playing Mount on the wing. I'm the first person to criticize him. But when he gets top 4 with a squad that was mediocre last season, everyone's like, "Oh, you should have got top 4." No, we shouldn't.
Can I ask a flipping question? Can I ask a flipping question to all of you lot, right? Lampard has the 4th best squad in the league last season, and because he makes top 4, we should be giving him praise. Is that correct?
Okay.
Because Leicester, hang on, wait, let me finish the sentence. Let me finish. Because Leicester bottled it last season. Because this thing of, I only hear criticism of Lampard. What should he be praised for? What should he be getting praised for? Ollie doesn't get any praise. He finished 3rd. He didn't get no praise whatsoever. Arteta got praise only because he won the FA Cup. If he didn't get the FA Cup, he wouldn't be getting praise. What on earth should Lampard be getting praise for? I've seen us beat the stick on Pep Guardiola last season. I've seen us beat him alive. So tell me what the heck we should be lauding freaking Frank Lampard for.
I never said Lord.
For the simple fact,
yeah,
he lost his best player. He didn't have a transfer window, and he inherited a core of players from the Championship. Like, and let's call a spade a spade. A lot of fans.
Let him finish.
A lot of fans had Chelsea outside of the top 4. Football's a result business. Like,
but we're saying he had the 4th best squad. But he had the 4th best squad. The reason why we thought he wouldn't get to the top 4 was not because of his squad, but because Lampard is a novice. Not because of his squad. His squad was the 4th best in the league.
Okay, so he just made it.
He just made it because of Leicester. He just made it because Leicester City flopped the big base. And we were saying on the podcast, Chelsea didn't even want top 4. At some points, there were games where they were just absolutely getting about on. Sheffield United away comes to mind. Yeah. So let's keep it a buck. If Leicester just even performed half decent in the second part of after lockdown, they would have been in the top 4 with Manchester United, and they wouldn't be there. And they wouldn't be there. That's what I'm saying.
I get it, but it wasn't. You know what I mean?
I get that. I don't
need to praise him for that. I'm not praising him for it.
You're right on Leicester. You're right on Leicester. But when you come in and say Chelsea had the 4th best squad in the league, and our first 11 consisted of Kepa, consisted of Rudiger, consisted of Marcus Alonso, consisted of Willian, consisted of Tammy Abraham from the Championship, Mason Mount from the Championship, Reece James from the Championship. So that's not the 4th best team in the league, guys. It's not.
It is, bro. Who? Oscar, tell me 4 teams. Tell me, Oscar, you're so delusional. Give me 4 teams last season on squad basis that were better than Chelsea. I dare you. The rest of you, I dare you. Name me 4 teams better than Chelsea last season.
Better than Chelsea last season on squad, yeah. Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Tottenham, Arsenal level.
You're an idiot. Carry on. You're an idiot. If you think Tottenham and Arsenal had better squads than you last season, you're an idiot.
Our midfield was the only good part of our squad.
The comments are making me laugh.
Our midfield was the only part of our squad that was good last season, and you wouldn't have taken any of our defenders. You wouldn't have taken our goalkeeper. You wouldn't have taken any of our strikers. Lola said, "When I say quality, I mean in comparison." Chill, brah. SW6X London said, "Peter, I'm so dead." Laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji. He also said, "Peter, do you smell what the Rock is cooking?" He then said, "Oscar." He then said,
"It doesn't matter."
It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
It doesn't.
Oscar versus PR WrestleMania main event. Oh, next event.
Boneyard match. Boneyard match.
And then AM is just laughing. Yeah, well, that's it. I think we both expressed our points. He
Hey, Oscar, on the real, Oscar, on the real, on a shoot thing, yeah? Do you actually think Tottenham and Arsenal had better squads than you last season? On a real?
Yeah. Like, I don't Arsenal, I'd say level. I think Tottenham had a like that. Look at our squad. You wouldn't have taken PR.
Oscar, allow it.
You would never have taken any of our attackers. You wouldn't have taken any of our attackers. You were so angry when you signed Willian, yet he was our best forward. Like, come on. Christian Pulisic was 21.
Allow it. Oscar, allow it.
Let's move on. What's next?
Right.
Shall we talk about?
Well, just a quick run through anyway. Obviously Villa losing at home to Brighton. See, that result even pisses me off even more. Villa losing, getting beat left, right, and centre by other teams, except us. Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck. Oh, mate, a tear was coming from down my eye. A tear came from my eye. And the love, Oscar, you said that there was bare love on the TL.
It was like 9 years too late.
There was bare love. All the Arsenal United fans.
Everyone else
tried that against Neuer.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I shed a tear for him. Big up David Moyes and West Ham United, guys. Why? Because they beat Sheffield United away and they are in the top 8, ladies and gentlemen. Big up West Ham United, bro. Shout out to all the Hammers. Sheffield United, guys, are you worried? Are they gone?
No, there's
I'm still not.
There's worse teams than them.
Yeah, it's a hard one, man. They
right.
have to pull it out. Because even Burnley pulled one out today. So you're looking at Sheffield United like, bro, it's in time. We're high time waiting for a result.
They're in the battle, but there's worse teams than them.
They're in the mix, yeah. They're in the mix. I tell you else just as bad.
Quick question.
Yeah.
On Sheffield United, so Oscar, you've seen Ryan Brewster playing, like, leading the line. What? How do you think he's fared? Do you think he's ready now?
What a shower of crap.
Oh, no. He's not a shower of crap. He's not
£24 million. They broke the bank for this jabroni, and look at him.
I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Chris Wilder because I think it's not the signing they needed. It's not the club for him. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't look like it fits. It doesn't fit at all. So I don't know why he's done that. The Liverpool machine that we spoke about earlier on in the season is what an environment that Ryan Brewster could have thrived on. You know what I mean?
Oh.
You take out the cog that is Firmino, and you put in the cog that is Ryan Brewster. You know, he's scoring the chances that Firmino had on against Leicester. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I can't defend how he's playing in Sheffield United because he's been terrible. It's been a terrible time so far. But everyone at their club has been terrible. So what do we say to that?
For me, Sheffield United is fans FC because this is purely down to the fans, isn't it? That they are not getting anything. They're not getting a cut of any rib. Lola O said Sheffield for me are gone. The bottom 3 is staying as is. What's the bottom 3 now?
I believe it's Newcastle, West Brom, Sheffield.
The bottom is it's Sheffield, West Brom, Fulham.
Okay.
Oh, should we talk about Fulham? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
I was getting onto that. Holy smokes! Fulham 2, Everton 3. Whew.
What a game! What a game!
What a game.
Oh, mate, it was a cluster, wasn't it? Bloody hell! It was all going on.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to make of Fulham.
Everton were lucky to come away with 3 points, weren't they?
Yep.
Do you think so?
Very fortunate.
I think they were.
I mean, Fulham.
I think the first half should have been over. True, but first half Everton should have put the game away.
No, we all agree with that. But the fact that Fulham came back and then they were awarded last man pen, so
yeah, it was a weird result. If I'm an Everton fan, I'll be looking at this result like, come on, guys, really? we're conceding 2 goals to Fulham. But as I've always said, innit, their back four is a shower of crap, except Digne. But the 2 centre halves, garbage. Pickford, questionable at times. But, you know, it's just, yeah.
But yeah, back to Fulham. Wagwan with Ruben.
Oh yeah. Oh, Oscar, go on.
I think you saw. If you watch that game, you saw Ruben Loftus-Cheek come on off the bench because they conceded 3 goals without him on. He does a bit of trickery in the middle of the park, forces a penalty. The less said about the penalty, the better. But he forced the penalty. Lola O said another bad penalty for Fulham. Mitrovic, then Lookman, then this. Like how? What does Scott Parker have to do? Does Scott Parker have to come on and take the penalties himself? Like, what does he have to do? And the movement.
Well, he should have just let it to Mitrovic. What are we doing? He misses 1 penalty and he's gone. Come on,
2.
Lookman,
Mitrovic lost against Scotland. Did you not see Mitrovic miss the last penalty?
Oh yeah, that penalty was wild. Yeah.
Oh mate, he's having a stinker. He's having a stinker of a time.
It's Fulham's a mess.
Exciting. Yeah, it's a mess. But then shout out to Ruben because he got his goal. He looked like he was a man with something to prove, and maybe being 2 goals down meant he had no fear. So, yeah, how worse could it really get by the moment he came on? Lola O said, I think Fulham could have got a draw. They were defo the better team in the second half when Ruben came on. She didn't mention that, but I just want to let her know when Ruben came on. She said, even my mum was shocked and she doesn't even watch footy. She said Ruben's an impact sub. He's not an impact sub. He can be the spark that they need in midfield. I think the issue with Fulham, from what I saw, was they have a lot of creative players. They've got Lookman, they've got RLC, they've got players that can do stuff, but their movement is terrible. Their movement off the ball doesn't help the player on the ball. They weren't giving each other anything.
I don't know if you remember us talking last season how awful the defending Villa do, right? But my Lord, Fulham, guys, this level of defending at this football club, they should fire the team. They need to fire anyone that's got a defensive number on the shirt or defensive by trait. They need to get rid of the lot because they are awful. They in terms of their whereabouts, where they're standing. It was diabolical. Dire. Anyway, we'll move on. Wolves just finished 1-1 with Southampton. Big up to Wolves and Southampton as well. And Burnley 1-0.
It is a poor result for Wolves.
Do you think so? Guys, I think Southampton are bad. I think Southampton are better than we give them credit for, though.
Well, no. When I was saying poor result for Wolves, I don't think Southampton are bad necessarily, but Southampton are missing Ings, so they're missing that threat up top. And Wolves are struggling for wins. Like they're not finding wins. And they were home. I agree with you there. Yeah, no, it's true. They are struggling for wins, but I think Southampton are actually a force to be reckoned with this season. Could finish above Everton, in my opinion. Man said, Lola O said Wolves are the imposter.
Big up Among Us. Big up the Among Us crew.
She also said back on the Fulham sort, Fulham's defensive structure is stupid, playing midfielders / wingers in defence. Yeah.
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And obviously you mentioned, Oscar, earlier that Burnley beat Crystal Palace. Wilfried Zaha.
I was annoyed. I was so annoyed. I had him there. My final piece, I was like, I'm doing well this week. And I see there's no Zaha on the t-shirt. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Unfortunate.
The final piece of my fantasy puzzle was Michy Batshuayi, and he didn't convert any of his chances today, unfortunately.
But how many goals does he have so far, Oscar?
He's got 3 disallowed goals. 3 disallowed goals. Adrian said less than Origi. Are we going to mention the fact that Batshuayi went to Belgium and back 2 again?
Club goals, bro. Club goals.
He went to Belgium and back 2, right?
Listen,
when he plays with De Bruyne, he can back.
I mean,
what are you trying to say? The Belgian Red Devils are not good enough? Are we not trying to say this?
First of all, being called the Red Devils is just, it still doesn't sit with me after all these years.
Yeah,
they shouldn't be called that. It's not allowed. Like, how is that allowed?
Lola O said, proper Zaha FC, Eze played well and Batsman was poor. I think that's harsh. Okay, I think that's harsh.
No, Batsman was poor because he missed the sitter. Or, in fact, he doesn't even run for the ball. Like there was a ball that was cutting across the 6-yard box, and it looked like a great interception, I think, from Tarkowski. Really? Batshuayi didn't even move for the ball. Typical.
Do you know? Yeah,
Typical.
the fact that Zaha wasn't there meant he was in the game so much more because they didn't have someone who they feed. Like they feed Zaha all the time. So you had Eze come into that role, and I don't think Eze was that great. Like I feel like he didn't seize the opportunity, which is sad. But it was a real tough game for Palace, man. They were knocking on the door the whole second half. They were knocking on the door. It didn't work out.
How many shots on goal do you reckon Palace had, Oscar, with Batshuayi up front?
What on target? What 2?
You can do both. They had 15 shots overall, and 5 of them were on target. Just saying.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah, what's 5 shots on target? What do you want? They're Palace.
You need to score. Batshuayi, you're giving it all that large talk. Batshuayi.
Bro, Batshuayi scored 2 goals for Belgium this week, bruv. What do you want from him?
So what?
SW6 said, I told you, Peter Red Devils Fergie, High Priest.
What? I told you, Peter Red Devils. I don't get it. What is it?
He's talking about how earlier in the podcast he said that United got the High Priest to get another penalty, and it was from Fergie.
Facts. But I just don't get why friggin' why Belgium were called that as well.
Barca is bad. I thought that surprises,
Say again.
Finished.
I thought that last word said prizes, not priest.
I think that's mad. Goal of the week.
I didn't know. Wow.
There wasn't nothing spectacular. Oh, Jota.
Great header.
Great header.
Robertson.
Yeah.
But Danny Welbeck, guys. Come on. Danny Welbeck. Will he ever get his
You
shine?
can give it to him too.
Yeah, but it's not goal of the week, though, is it?
Maybe not.
It's not. Who scored a great goal? It's
Jota. Jota was like, wow. This is...
I don't think I've seen
Do you know why I scored this week? Because it really annoyed me, but I had to applaud it. That's what I was saying, yeah.
Yeah, you know when you don't want a team to score, but then they score a banger, you're like, oh, yeah, fair enough.
You're like, what about Solly March?
Good goal.
I mean, whipped in. Was it top bins? It was a bloody blinder.
Why was there no great goals this weekend? I don't understand.
Aubameyang didn't score in it, so
there's no great goals any weekend this season.
I'm spoiling my ballot.
Because he wants everyone to say Jota. He wants everyone to say Jota. So
I'm sick of Adrian.
I don't think that goal was worthy. Like it was a good bit of movement, but to be goal of the week, I don't know, man.
Do you know what? Yeah,
Chelsea.
I was very impressed with Werner's assist, and the Tammy was nice, but I don't think it was better than Jota's.
I'm going Solly March. Let's vote. I'm going Solly March.
I'm going Jota.
Lola said Mensah. She wants Danny to have it so bad, but I'm gonna go Jota.
Mensah. Robin.
Jota.
He said it's Adrian who's spoiling his ballot.
AD.
For Robertson's exceptional work and then for good movement as well, Jota. But begrudgingly though, because there's genuinely no good goals this week.
Yeah, there's not. There's a lack.
Okay, so Jota gets the goal of the week. Who was the player of the week?
I've got 2 candidates.
Go for them.
Yeah, shout them out.
For me, the first one I'm going to mention, he's somebody who I've criticised a lot. People have called him an Afrobeat artist. It's like he's irrational. Laurent Blanc dropped him from the PSG side. He responded by saying he dropped me because he was gay. I think Serge Aurier, there was one time he could have played in the Champions League because he was fighting a court case. The guy has always had talent, but he's always needed a brain transplant. He's just been genuinely a stupid individual. But the maturity and the level of his performance against Man City was exceptional. There was even one time, I think, that Ferran Torres was sort of running down the wing, and it was like he was playing for the corner, and it's like if Aurier goes and sort of wins the ball, it's a corner, or if he sort of stands off him, you know, he gets an easy cross into the box, and then Aurier literally just sort of slides to block the path. Like he was smart, he was fit, yeah, man, and he defended really, really well. And the second one was his opposite counterpart. It was Regulian as well, but I thought was sick. But I think of the two, I think Aurier was better. So Aurier's my nomination.
So you put up a good case. My nomination,
very good case.
My nomination is going to be Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's come back from international break and he's just straight on it again. He's just the guy's on fire this season, and I got to big up Dominic on that.
Do you know what? When you score 2, you always have a shout, and he did that. So
I even forgot he scored 2. Yeah, he did score 2. He actually had a third, but then it was ruled out offside. So
yeah, but offside goals don't count, do they?
I'm just saying he was putting the ball in the net. He was at it. He was electric.
Oh, I remember that. I'll write that down. Yeah, I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
I agree with Peter. I think it's the DLC.
The DCL.
DCL. Yeah.
Harry Kane's got a good shout as well. I will say as well.
Oh no! Do you know what? Yeah, Jamie Carragher.
That's who Gary Neville would have voted.
Yeah, that's what they gave it to him already. They
all.
He was so deep in Harry Kane. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He almost has to change the rating of the whole program.
Who had a great performance this weekend? Ross Barkley.
Steady. The guy played 5 minutes. 5?
He played 1. He was on and off. He was on and off so quick.
Well, did a Reece Nelson?
Reece Nelson? What did Reece Nelson do?
What game was it? Was it a Europa League game? Like Arteta literally brings him on, and then the whistle blows.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
can't remember. Like, it's not a big deal, but it's not a big deal.
But yeah, Dominic Calvert-Lewin gets my vote.
Yeah. I'll go Calvert-Lewin too.
All right, DCL gets the player of the week. Team of the week.
Spurs.
Oh, yeah, begrudgingly Spurs. Did we miss a trick and not putting Son in goal of the week? Was I thought his goal was really good.
It was a good goal.
A pass from Bergwijn was sensational.
But I'm still Solly March for that one.
Lola O said Iwobi.
Iwobi had a good performance, by the way, for Everton. He did. He had a very good performance. I would definitely say that.
She also said that Danny Welbeck should have got it for the build-up, the run-up.
See, I'm saying
he did run from halfway line. He did do that from his own half.
Full pelt, lad, and slot it. What was it? Team of the week. Spurs is up there. Brighton getting an away win at Villa was good.
Oh my gosh, Brighton won a game. Oh,
Liverpool beating Leicester comprehensively. What's your votes, guys?
No, it has to be Spurs.
Spurs.
Yeah, I think Spurs showed me a different level of metal that I didn't necessarily know that they had. And everybody to a man was exceptional. Except maybe Bergwijn, who was a bit
his name is Jose Mourinho.
Bergwijn put in a fantastic assist. Couldn't care less, mate.
His name's Jose Mourinho.
I swear that was that's Ndombele.
Oh, it was Ndombele, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the assist.
Bergwijn did nothing.
My bad. Yeah.
Okay, so Tottenham.
Because Kyle Walker's faster than him, so it's useless.
Yeah. Team of the week goes to Tottenham Hotspur begrudgingly. Okay, who's not that guy this week?
Peter,
only one.
Peter, take it away.
Yeah.
Take it away.
I tried to dodge it, but I thought I can't.
Although had he not come in, there was another guy who I would have given.
There's a very close second place.
Should we do honourable mentions? Should we do honourable mentions first? And then
honourable mention goes to referee David Coote, because his performance at Old Trafford was a disgrace. It was an absolute shocking disgrace, and he is an honourable mention for not that guy this week. Yeah, have you got any other takers, guys? Any other takers before I get to my main?
That was my main one. That was my main one.
I was like, yeah, we got away with that one.
Yeah,
I think.
All right, I'll get to the main dish. So this man was born in 1995 from Monte-la-Jolie in France. Don't know where that is, but happy days. Okay, this is a man who famously already so far, his father has come out in the media and has said, "You have not arrived yet, right? Get your head down." And you know what I'm saying? You got to play for your position. So that's warning number one. Hasn't listened. He's got a manager. Yeah, his own parent. Can you imagine that? He's got a manager who says there are non-negotiables and the team needs to play up to my standards, to my way. And for some games in this season, he's not been starting in the Premier League. And we've asked ourselves why. We've said why. We want to see him play. We want to see him play. And at Ellen Road on Sunday night, the man played. Did maybe a 3 out of 10 performance so far in the first half, 4 out of 10 if you want to be kind. But the start of the second half, I'm telling you guys, it was 5 minutes into the second half. The man who's getting a bit rough and tumble with Alioski, right? Welcome to the Premier League, by the way. Okay, he's getting a little bit rough and tumble. And what do? You know, don't let them get in your head. They always say, you know, he's trying to fill you up. He's trying to rough you up. Don't fall for it. My man was falling for it each and every single time. Arsenal, by the way, were in possession of the ball and they were running towards the penalty area to go and score in Leeds, to attack Leeds' goal. Off camera, we see a collision come. And unbelievable. Alioski gets headbutted whilst Arsenal have possession running towards the penalty area. The classic line from Gary Neville. Oh, you knew when you heard that, it was freaking trouble. It was freaking trouble. And so we've seen Alioski on the floor. We're thinking, what's just happened? And what was it? Anthony Taylor goes to the VAR screen to see that, there's been some unbelievable, unprofessional, illiterate behavior on the pitch. Arsenal have possession, guys. I need to stress this. We're about to go to Leeds' goal. Never mind. This man decides to impede his fat bean on Alioski and drop him like it was the finger of doom, like it was friggin' what was it, Hulk Hogan and whoever else it was, Jeff Jarrett. It was friggin' ridiculous. By the way, Alioski's fall was superb. I must admit, it was fantastic acting there. But for this reason, this man has to enter because he let his team down. He's let himself down. He's let his family down. And for most Arsenal fans, we don't want to see him in an Arsenal shirt again. And for that reason, by the way, he cost us £72 million.
Damn,
£72 million down the drain. What has he given Arsenal so far this season? In the last 2 seasons, he's played about 50 games for Arsenal. He got 8 goals, 8 assists.
And a whole lot of heartbreak and disappointment.
And a whole lot of rosettes as well, by the way. Nicola Pepe, you're not that guy, cuz. Sort it out.
Sort it out.
Do you know what made me laugh? The referee he didn't even need one look at the screen.
He just did a bit. He's like, yep.
He just saw the motion. He said, right, that's it.
I swear, Adrian, man. It was not even full clip. It was just strictly motion. That's it. That will do. That will do me. Thank you very much. Top pocket, breast pocket, straight off. That, ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable.
Wait, what? He doesn't stop for the Ivory Coast?
I mean, he made his debut in 2016. So make of that what you will.
What, Zaha? And who else?
Zaha, Ivory Coast. What's his name? It's gone out of my mind now. I don't know why. I had him in my head. It's just gone out of my mind. I don't even know. I can't remember.
Oh, shout out to Seb Haller as well, who scored for the Ivory Coast. I don't know if it was his debut.
By the way, Sebastian Haller for West Ham. I was trying to figure out West Ham's goal. That was a sick goal, by the way. That was a goal. And I totally forgot to mention them.
Yeah, that was a finish, bruv. Top bins.
Yeah, his first outside of the box goal as well. In like 5 years or whatever it was.
Gervinho's had more caps than Nicola Pepe. Just want to.
You see, I thought Gervinho, but I said he can't still be starting. Max Gradle. No, Pepe is a bum, man. Pepe is a Pepe. No, let's call a spade. I let a diamond be a diamond. Pepe can't start ahead of Gervinho and Max Gradle. What country does I saw Gervinho plays in
Parma? He plays for Parma.
Oh, was that Parma? Oh yeah, he came back from China. But even so, he's like 34. This is ridiculous. No,
ladies and gentlemen, we're done. We're done. Just quick predictions. Brighton at home to Liverpool. I think full house Liverpool. Is that agreed?
100%.
Yeah. Man City will beat Man City will beat Burnley. Everton 5:30 kickoff against Leeds. Tasty.
Yeah,
I can see it being 2-2.
yeah.
It will be an absolute. Yeah, it'll be a good.
Where
watch.
is it at Goodison?
At Goodison.
Yeah, I think Everton will get over the line. I'll go for a 3-2 again for them.
Interessant. Sunday afternoon, Southampton at home to Manchester United. Oh,
I don't.
United
I'm
win.
stupid.
yeah. I think United will do it.
United win.
I think they'll do it.
You guys rate my team more than I do.
No. I don't, bro. I don't even rate your team. It's the will of Bruno Fernandes. That's the only man that's gonna do it.
Honestly, I wonder what the odds on. Where's our German guy? I wonder what the odds on for Dennis to put a penalty in that Man United game. The odds must be ridiculous.
Yeah, probably quite low because he gets so many penalties.
4:30. Imagine you don't make any money from it. 4:30 kickoff. Chelsea at home to Spurs. Lovely.
Lola said United will get pressed to death. They can't handle the press.
The press.
Yeah,
Holy smokes, you're right.
Yeah. Well, this is one of those games where it's a huge test for Frank Lampard, and we'll see what he's really made of in these big games. He's beat Mourinho both times last season. We beat them home and away. And it's at Stamford Bridge, so I would hope another victory. I can't predict anything else for Chelsea right now. A W.
Did you beat him in the cup as well?
Which cup?
Carabao. When you had the penalty shootout.
They beat us. They beat us in the penalty shootout this season.
Oh, they beat us. Fair enough.
I'm going Mourinho. I think Mourinho gets the upper hand against Chelsea.
You think Mourinho wins at Tottenham at Stamford Bridge?
Chelsea. Yeah, I think he does.
Impossible.
I think it's 1-1.
Is it impossible?
I'm going for a draw.
Exciting game that is. Exciting game.
You know what? As well as Tottenham are playing, I'd take a draw. I'd be happy with a draw.
Wow, at home.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. They're in great form. But so are we.
7:15. This game could be very boring or could be very, very interesting. Arsenal at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh, Arsenal at home is boring, but you lose. So Wolves.
I see Wolves winning. I can't lie.
Fair enough. Adrian?
It's got Jimenez written all over it. 2-1 Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Like Prudence.
Okay, and we've got Leicester 5:30 against Fulham. Oh, sorry, go on.
I couldn't hear. My screen bugged out.
You bugged out, my friend. Yeah.
Say your piece. Yeah, I was going to say for Arsenal Wolves on a normal day, I would say a draw. But because of Wolves' performances lately, they're going to go into that game needing a win. So I think they'll put it on you.
Mm-hmm.
Stick it on. Leicester at home to Fulham. That'll be the Monday Night Football alongside West Ham at home to Villa. West Ham Villa's big when we're doing the pod next week. West Ham Villa's big. I'm going to go West Ham.
Again, I see a draw.
You know what? For me, it really depends on if Barkley's fit.
I'm going for Villa.
Yeah,
Villa away win.
I go Villa.
West Ham is in great form. West Ham is in great form. Look, guys, you say Villa. Yeah, can I give you their record lately? Because Villa have been on some shocking form, right? Obviously, lost to Brighton. They beat Arsenal, obviously.
Obviously,
they lost to Southampton 4-3, and they lost to Leeds 3-0. Then they did beat Leicester. To be fair, the week before that, it's a weird season with Villa. Leicester, Leeds. I can't make them out. I can't work those three.
Southampton as well.
But I think in Villa. But in Villa's case, if they win 1 week, lose the other week, win 1 week, lose the other week, and enjoy the 5th week, it's good because ultimately their aim should be not to be in a relegation battle this season. So I think Villa are doing all right. I think that Liverpool result has sort of distorted our perception of what Villa should be doing. I think Villa are doing sick.
What Liverpool result?
When they beat us 7-2.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to hear Adrian say it. Still, go on.
Mad.
Oh, who won the league in earlier this year? I forgot.
Nice.
Nice.
Talk, agent. Talk.
Who won the Champions League in 2019? Can you refresh my memory?
it was Liverpool Football Club.
And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this.
Not yet.
What?
Two things. It's going to end on a positive note, though. First of all, big up Man United ladies, top of the league, above Arsenal ladies. Just wanted to say that.
Like, what?
Hang on a minute. Yeah? Listen, the WSL, ladies and gentlemen, it is rife. Everyone get on the WSL right now, because that is the league I'm watching. Yeah, don't worry, Miedemar, Jill Rod, they're coming for you, Manchester United. We are coming for you. Make no mistake about it.
Don't say secondly. You can't mention Man United women's. That club was formed like 3 days ago, bruv. That club
Exactly, they were top of the league. Top of the league.
Jokers. Your organization has been in function from the 1800s, and you didn't have a women's team. What joke?
And we're top of the league. We'll take that.
Nah, that's basketball, man.
Quick quiz.
Man's doing pop up like it's a pop up food bar in Shoreditch. Yeah, man.
Quick quiz.
Like you man serving hummus and that.
I'm sorry, I don't think there's even Liverpool's ladies team. So hold on.
Hey.
Nah, shout out now. Well, we're in the second division, but shout out we've been solo though. from the ends to Liverpool. Respect.
Why do you not have women's teams, bro?
No, we do. But our women's team got relegated.
Oh, okay, at least.
Oh my god!
Now, bro, the women's team were in the kit launch. Like we featured them prominently still. They were there next to Harvey Elliott, doing back to back, like Men in Black. Respect it.
I swear to you, no cap, yeah. And Arsenal women against Arsenal men's. Do you know, I think more women get in the team. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bruv. More women get in the team. I'm not gonna lie.
You're nuts.
I'm not gonna lie.
You're nuts.
Oh,
but yeah,
fantastic.
Second thing.
Let's do a women's podcast. I beg.
We'll do it. AC Milan is currently top of Serie A.
Unbelievable.
Guess who is, without looking,
I know. I already know. I'll let these lot guess.
Second.
I'll let these lot guess. I already know.
Guess who's what?
Fourth, third, and second.
Mate, I have no clue.
Fourth, third, and second.
Yeah,
I have no clue. Fiorentina.
I mean, you're on the right track.
Caligari and Estori.
So in fourth place, it's Juventus.
Okay.
In third place, it's Roma.
Oh.
And in second place, it's Sassuolo.
And top of the tree? Who's top of the tree? Who is top of the tree?
AC Milan.
Rolling back the years. Who is the top goal scorer in Serie A? Who is the top goal scorer in Serie A? Zlatan, 39-year-old Ibrahimovic.
39 years old.
More goals than Ronaldo, more goals than Lukaku. Unbelievable. By the way, Roma's top goal scorer this season is Henrik Mkhitaryan. Anyway, we'll move on.
Bro, did you see the banger he scored?
Oh, absolute banger. Peach.
Does it have a new hairline or something? Like he's looking rejuvenated, man.
all that essential oils. And he's eating that Mediterranean food, bro. So much better. So much better than diet.
Real, man. That mixed grill.
That mixed grill.
You know the ones like chicken is like £17, beef is like 15, and then the mixed grill is like 19. Let's get a mixed thing, bro, man. Best of both worlds.
Lola said, look at the leagues all over the world. The tables are looking mad.
Have you seen La Liga? That table is mad.
Unai Emery's mate.
Not too mad, you know.
Hey, bro.
The only one that looks normal is France's and Germany. Yeah. The rest, they look mad all over the place.
But Unai Emery's going to take Villarreal to the Champions League, bro. I swear down. This is a madness, bro. This is a madness. Real Sociedad, you got Atletico Madrid. Oh,
box office, bro. Box office.
That's a prime time box office. Shout out.
He is, bro. He is Monday nights. He's Mr. Monday night. That should be your new tag from now on, bro. The whole damn show. It's a mixed grill. All right, on that pleasant note, we're going to wrap up this week's Top 4 podcast. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe. Oscar, can you fling down the ticker for me? At Top 4 Podcast on the Twitter. Yeah, the graphic. There you go. Know your language. Yeah, man, know your language. Know your broadcasting language.
Oh, bro, Barcelona 13th. I just got Barcelona 13th.
Oh, Barcelona are in hell. They're in hell.
Yeah.
Bro, the turmoil. Messi saga was mad.
Did you see
like,
PK?
They let go of players.
Stupidly.
Makes sense.
I see PK has gone down as well. A horrific injury, it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. At Top 4 Podcast on the Twitter. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud. YouTube, bruv. Make sure every Monday, 8 o'clock. With that said, people, peace.
Peace.
Peace.